to 98.5, the Sports Hub. This is Boston Bruins hockey, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local New England Honda dealers. Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, Safety Insurance, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over, the Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, McGovern Auto Group, Timberline Construction, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From TD Garden in Boston, it's Bruins hockey. Tonight, the Bruins trying to bounce back from Saturday's loss to Tampa Bay as they welcome in the Buffalo Sabres. Great to have you along. Happy St. Patrick's Day alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. And tonight's storylines brought to you by your Boston area Chevrolet dealers. Get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy dealer. Find exciting offers on the powerful Silverado and feature-packed all-new Equinox. Well, the Bruins and Lightning got into the second period tied on Saturday night. And then the Bruins put up what had to be their worst period of the season. They were held without a shot on goal for the entire period. Tampa put up 21 shots, built a 4-1 lead, and went on to win the game 6-2. Joe Sacko and Elias Lindholm said afterwards it was about both execution and compete level.
It really comes down to executing under pressure, and I've said this before. I think when you have teams that are coming at you, you have to make sure you know where your proper support is coming out of the defensive zone, know where your outs are, know where your support is on the ice, and that's just being in the right spots at the right time. So if our defenseman's under pressure or we have a forward under pressure, he has to know, I have support in this area, I have support in this area, I can make these plays, or you have to get your feet moving. You can't be stuck, So the puck has to move or your feet have to move. It's one or the other.
Well, last game we weren't ready to play, and tonight we weren't ready in the beginning. I think last 5 of the first we started pushing back, and then not sure really what happened in the second there. It was embarrassing. Compete level was nowhere to be found, and unacceptable overall there. And it's frustrating for sure.
Yeah, normally don't like to look back a whole lot and dwell. You want to move forward. You want to look towards the next game. But we, as a pair up here, we can't ignore what happened last game. It was, I like Lindholm's words there, embarrassing and unacceptable. I'm sure other guys used. Look, it was so bad. You had the shot attempts that period, right? It was 20-0 the shots on goal, but it was 42 to 3,
I think was the number.
Were the attempts. And, why did it happen? It was just the shift times that period were so long because it was a second period. It's a long change. Guys could not get off the ice. They were stuck in their own zone. The possession time in that period, I didn't do any analytic looks, but I'd like to see time of possession and, what zone the puck was in for the majority of that period. It was so lopsided. And to not get a shot on goal, not just not a shot on goal, but just that type of period. After you played a decent first, you got down 1-0, you tied 1-1. It's okay, we're 1-1 going into the second period. See if we can build on some of the momentum after you score that goal. And it honestly, if it wasn't for Swayman, it's 6-1 or 7-1. After 2 periods of play. He made some great saves in that second period. So I'm glad they're saying the right things. Now they have to, go out and prove it and go out and, back it up a little bit. But they're all a little bit embarrassed. Not a little bit. They're all a lot embarrassed about the way that period went.
And for the entire game, they wound up with 12 shots on goal, which was the fewest that this franchise has had in a game since 1999. It goes back that far. So now the Bruins try to turn the page on that one and move forward to take on the Buffalo Sabres tonight. Sabres, of course, have the worst record in the Eastern Conference, but they also beat the Bruins 7-2 the last time these two teams got together. Boston's roster has a few teams who have formerly called Buffalo home. That includes Casey Middlestat, who a year ago this month was traded from Buffalo to Colorado and then became a Bruin at this year's trade deadline.
Yeah, I think everyone will say when they're young they probably make some mistakes and things that they wish they would have done differently. And, I think probably a year and a half in or so, I think, is when I really realized, like, you got to take this game very, very seriously. And obviously, wish I probably would have realized that earlier. But at this stage of my life now, I think it's my number one priority. And, to be honest, I look back on my times in Buff with a lot of really good memories. And, I had a real chance to grow as a player. And obviously, like I said, it was a rocky start. But, I thought I found my game there the last few years up until being traded. And a lot of great friends and a lot of great memories. So I look back on it with a very positive review.
Well, he was traded to Colorado for Bowen Byram. Bowen Byram's a good player.
Yeah.
And, they had a bit of a logjam there in Colorado in terms of the defensive side of things. And so you had two young prospects switching teams there. And that shows you what Colorado thought of Middlestad and what he's capable of doing. But, he admits as much. You come out of college. Are you ready for the NHL? Are you ready to live up to the hype of being a top 10 pick? And, like you said there, he probably wasn't and had to learn a few things. But he feels like his game's in a better place and his head's in a better place right now. And hopefully that's the case. And hopefully the Bruins can capitalize on that because he's under contract for the next couple of seasons.
Well, in the next, or in the 3 games surrounding the trade deadline, the Bruins were having some success against the teams that are headed to the playoffs. Joe Sacko was asked this week about what they need to do to get back to that point.
It's more about getting back to, with this group right here, how we have to play to have success. We have some quickness in our lineup. Our guys need to use their speed effectively to get in on the forecheck, especially up ice, create some turnovers, spend some more time in the zone. But our focus, honestly, has to be tonight against Buffalo. This is a team that we played, the last time we played them. They're a good offensive team. So we have to get back, again, commitment to checking when we don't have the puck. We're not looking too far ahead.
They can't. You just take today. I mean, and the last time they played the Sabres was in Buffalo, and it was as frustrating a loss as we had all season long just by the way that game unfolded. Buffalo was able to tic-tac-toe the puck around and kind of do what they wanted offensively, and the Bruins had no pushback. Now, they were missing key guys, right? On defense, Carlo didn't play that game. Of course, McAvoy and Lindholm didn't play that game. You're missing a couple forwards as well, but it just... The way that game unfolded was really frustrating. And, you let Buffalo kind of do whatever they want. The Sabres can score. We know that. They're similar defending-wise. In fact, the Bruins are a little bit better in that area, but not by a lot. But Buffalo can definitely score. It's a team that if you would let them freewheel, they're going to do it. They're going to play to their potential. They're going to make you look bad defensively. They've beaten some good teams this year. What Joe Sacko said there is he likes the speed of his forwards to get in and establish a forecheck. You can't do that if you can't get out of your own zone. And that's what happened against Tampa. Well, if you got that speed, first you got to win races to pucks and battles for pucks, but you also got to be able to move the puck effectively and not get into that turnover-itis that they had, in the second period the other day.
And in that game against Buffalo back in January, 2 different Sabres with hat tricks, both Tage Thompson and J.J. Peterka with 3-goal nights. One change for the Bruins tonight. Jonas Korpisalo will get the start in goal after 4 straight from Jeremy Swayman. Coming up here on our Bruins pregame show, we will go around the NHL, including Austin Matthews and the Maple Leafs trying to get things turned around.
Details in our game, I think, haven't quite been there. And, it's on us to figure that out and to just be better.
We'll talk with Joe Sacko about tonight's matchup.
If you get caught in the game where it goes up and down the rink, it's a tough game because they're a very good transition team. They have guys that can make play. They have a lot of skill, not only up front, but even more so on the back end.
And up next, we'll talk about the Buffalo Sabres.
15 seconds. It's gone! Rasmus Dahlin! The captain buries it! We're tied!
That's all coming up here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Fred runs his own landscaping business.
Yeah, with my 2 brothers.
They take their business very seriously.
Sure do.
Fred traded up to commercial auto insurance from Geico for serious customized coverage that grows as his business does, all for seriously low rates.
All right, so when's it gonna happen? The big Geico surprise.
I'm sorry?
Some hair metal band. Are they gonna jump out of those bushes?
No, This is a serious Geico ad.
That pyro was pretty cool, though.
Get more with Geico Commercial Insurance. Trade up today at geico.com/commercial.
They're the first ones you call when you need help. Police officers, firefighters, teachers, keeping Massachusetts strong every single day. WellPoint is committed to serving the dedicated public service employees and their families who serve our Commonwealth, and proud to honor our hometown heroes this season. Visit the contest page at 985thesportshub.com to nominate someone who makes a difference in your community, and they'll score a pair of game tickets and be recognized all season long. WellPoint, your whole health is our whole point. Celebrate St. Patrick's Day today at the 99 Restaurant. Enjoy the traditional corned beef and cabbage dinner, or try the corned beef Reuben with a lucky horseshoe ale. You gotta love the Nines. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2025 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or HRV. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Dorofeev, Luukkonen, one-on-one. Dorofeev, stopped by Luukkonen. Sabres win.
Back here at TD Garden, where the Bruins get ready to take on the Buffalo Sabres, who come in 7 games below 500 for the season. They're going to miss the playoffs for the 14th straight year. They've won 2 of their last 3, including a 3-2 win over Edmonton a week ago, and Saturday a comeback shootout win over Vegas. Head coach Lindy Ruff said he's working to instill a culture that can get the franchise back to some respectability.
We know where we're at, so we're trying to create this identity of where we need to be and what type of team we need to be and how close we need to be as a team. We're working hard at that part of the game behind closed doors about what does it mean to be a teammate and how hard you need to work for each other and how hard you need to. All references the Krebs back check again on the 2-and-1. That's a mistake that our D made, but that mistake got covered up because of how hard a teammate worked. That's a key part of being a good team. That I'm going to do whatever I can to bail you out of this situation.
Well, Lindy Ruff was the coach the last time they made the playoffs, and then they went, and we talked about it the last time these two teams met, how many different coaches they've had, few different general managers as well, the turnover by the players, the guys who have gone on to win Stanley Cups or major awards. It's been a massive, massive turnover here, and Lindy Ruff's working to try to instill that culture necessary in order to win hockey games, in order to have the belief. They've had a lot of high picks. I mean, you got 2 first overall picks playing on your back end right now, you know, in Power and Dahlin. You've got some superstar kind of talent up front. Tage Thompson, he's one of the top young players. He's still considered a young player in this game, and now they're trying to build around it and trying to keep players there. They've given out some contracts. Now they're looking for some results, and Lindy Ruff's trying to instill some of that culture necessary.
Well, you mentioned Rasmus Dahlin, the Sabres captain, in his 7th season in Buffalo, and he says he can feel things starting to change.
Things that you guys don't see in the locker room. It's a different vibe right now, and guys are stepping up, being really good leaders, and guys want to be here. We want to make a difference. I think a lot of things you guys don't see.
You know, it's interesting too. You know, Dahlin was talking about some of the leadership, and they came under some fire a couple months ago, and there was a couple of hits, questionable hits, and nobody responded. And Lindy Ruff was out. He completely just dismissed it. But I can tell you that it wasn't dismissed in the locker room. You know, since then, they've had guys kind of standing up for one another. You know, they're not the toughest team per se. There's not a lot of guys that are going to run around and bury you, but they're trying to stand up and have some of that team toughness. And you know, if you're going to lose, but you're not going to lose taking, you know, a couple of big hits and nobody responding. Yeah, I'm not talking about clean hits. I'm talking about questionable hits. And you know, clean hits, that's debatable. Depends on the tenor of the game. Depends on the situation of the game. But they came under fire not that long ago, and it was interesting because when it was years ago now, when Lindy Ruff was previously the coach of the Sabres, that's when Milan Lucic ran over Ryan Miller, and they got criticized for nobody doing anything after that, and even moving forward. So the next game, I guess, you know, Lucic had to drop the gloves. I can't remember who it was, but you know, the guy wasn't in Lucic's category, but at least, you know, somebody stood up to him at that point. So, you know, teams have to kind of go through that, and Buffalo went through that earlier this season, and they're trying to respond and, you know, put together some wins here and feel good about themselves going into the offseason.
Yeah, and as I said, comeback win the other day against Vegas. They beat Edmonton last week, but sandwiched in the middle of that was a 7-3 loss to Detroit. So that's the consistency that they're trying to find. Well, coming up next, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines. Then we'll go around the NHL as we get you ready for the Bruins and the Sabres on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, it's Big Jim. Are you stuck in traffic going to the game? Well, next time, do what I do. Get there without the traffic torment and just take the train. With Commuter Rail, kids 11 and under always ride free and enjoy later nighttime service after the game. And if the game's on a weekend, ride with $10 weekends. Get tickets on board or with the M-Ticket app.
Hey, what's up, it's Owen? If you're a plumber, a pipe fitter, or if you're in the piping trades, then you got to call my friends at Charles D. Sheehy. CDS is proud to work with the region's best life science, biotech, and pharma contractors to help them deliver their projects on time within budget. Make CDS your choice for pipe, valves, and fittings. Call them today.
In March, McGovern Madness means bigger savings from McGovern Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Newton and Acton. Lease a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler Sport for $299 a month. 24-month lease, 7,500 miles per year, $39.95 due at signing. It's McGovern Madness at McGovern Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Newton and Acton. Shop now at McGovernCJDR.com. That's McGovernCJDR.com. Take delivery by 3/31/25. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees extra on approved credit. See dealer for details.
When the cold weather disappears, that's when trouble appears. Cracks in concrete or drywall means call Ramjack New England, your solution for a cracked foundation. Ramjack.com. Whack the crack with Ramjack.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics finish off their home with Brooklyn tomorrow. Jaylen Brown will be out for that game. And the Red Sox defeated the Braves today 2-1. The MLB season begins tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. from Japan between the Dodgers and Cubs. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your next draft oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. Ryan and Bob will take you around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Markdown Days.
At Route 6 Auto Mall Kia in Swansea.
They're marking down prices on everything.
And every vehicle is just $1 down. So put your tax refund in the bank.
Coach, what's the game plan?
It's going to take championship caliber offers.
0% financing?
You betcha. Get 0% and a lifetime warranty, no charge.
New Kia Tellurides, Sportages, Sorrentos, and more at markdown prices.
Hey, what if I don't make the cut?
Don't sweat it. All you need is a job and a dime. Every vehicle, $1 down.
Oh, and the confetti is falling.
Get 0% and a lifetime warranty, no charge.
You could save thousands.
Get to Markdown Days.
At Route 6 Auto Mall Kia.
In Swansea.
Route6automall.com.
Route6automall.com.
For details, call 888-420-3306.
It's time to start a healthy relationship with your money. With Navigant Credit Union, there are no hidden fees, great interest rates, and support that puts you first. Make the switch today. Navigant Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
No luck is needed at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your oil change is always complete in about 15 minutes, always appointment free, and you'll never have to leave your car. It's always your lucky day. Plus, did you know all services are stay in your car? From wiper blade replacements to tire rotations to AC services, they can do it all while you relax in the comfort of your own vehicle. Go to NewEnglandOilChange.com to save 15% off your next visit. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of Lucky Days.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CRV. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, a 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline, or a 2.99% APR on a 2025 CRV.
See dealer for financing details.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Sabres coming up here at TD Garden as we take a look around the NHL. Just 4 other games on the slate tonight, including the Lightning hosting the Flyers. John Cooper hoping to see more offense from his blue line.
Again, you go back to the last game, I think our D only had 5, maybe 6 shots for the entire game. And, it's not the way we play. We need them to be part of our offense. They've been doing a great job this year.
I don't know. Hedman scored a goal. A couple guys had 2 assists. Ryan McDonough had a nice assist. There's shots from the point, shots with a purpose. I know he likes to get guys involved in the play, but they looked pretty good the other day.
Devils are at Columbus. Dean Evason's Blue Jackets have been shut out 2 in a row.
We've got to figure out a way to score goals as a group, or find one and not give up the one that we shouldn't give up, right, early in hockey.
Yeah, Blue Jackets lost 3 in a row in regulation. They come into this game against New Jersey, who's just really decimated with injuries, trying to hang in there for 3rd place there in the Metro.
Flames are in Toronto, where Austin Matthews and the Leafs have dropped 5 out of 6.
I think the margins have been really small the last couple of games, but I think, just details in our game, I think, haven't quite been there. And, it's on us to figure that out and to just be better.
And the Kings will visit the Wild tonight. Yesterday, Mikko Rantanen making his return to Colorado, but it was the Avalanche with a win over Dallas.
Cale Makar, season opening. Makar cuts to the middle. Makar, he scores! Oh, hail Cale! It's a 3-point day!
Including the OT winner for Cale Makar. 25 goals on the season, 78 points, a plus 25. Having a great year again.
And the Oilers took a 3-1 win over the Rangers.
To the blue line for Bouchard to Draisaitl on the right wing. Works to the middle. His shot saved by Shesterkin. Rebound scores! Corey Perry.
Leon Draisaitl, an assist on that goal. 18-game point streak, eclipsing David Pasternak's 17-game point streak a little while ago.
And his 4th straight 100-point season. That's our look around the NHL. Bruins interim head coach Joe Sacko joins us next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CRV at your local Honda dealer.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Wednesday mornings at 8, Toucher and Hardy talk green with Celtics and NBA insider Chris Forsberg, presented by Bentley University, where good business begins and leaders come to learn.
FanDuel is turning the excitement up even higher for college basketball. Through the first 2 rounds of the tournament, bet on the lowest winning seed of the day, and you'll win a share of $1 million in bonus bets. Now that's an upset you will not be upset about. FanDuel is the best place to bet on the tournament. You can bet on everything from spreads to money lines and team totals, plus so much more. Just visit FanDuel.com/Stewart to download America's #1 sportsbook today and back your dog of the day. Because in March, anything can happen.
21 plus and present in Massachusetts. Opt-in required. Winning pre-live moneyline wager on lowest seed required. Each $1 million jackpot to be split equally among all eligible winners. Bonus bets are not withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Hope is here. Gambling helpline MA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com or call 1-800-GAM-1234.
home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Joe Sacko is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Well, as you guys get ready to take on Buffalo, let's go back and talk about what happened on Saturday night, particularly the second period. You guys get buried in your own zone for most of that period. What could you have done better to maybe try to alleviate some of that pressure?
Manage the puck better. I thought that, there was just too many turnovers in our defensive zone. Some of them actually started in the offensive zone, which led to time being spent in our own end. So managing the puck better when it really comes down to it and executing under pressure. You're going to face pressure every game, and we weren't good enough coming out of our defensive zone using our outs.
You had that 3-game stretch before and after the trade deadline where your team played pretty well against some pretty stiff competition. Last couple of games, you guys lose by 3 goals, 4 goals. What's been the biggest difference between these last 2 games and where you were over the course of that previous week?
Well, we lost the last game. They had 2 empty net goals, too. So it's a 4-2 game, and we had opportunities to make it 4-3, but we didn't. Having said that, I just think the last couple games, we haven't played or executed the way that we're capable of, we feel. I think, you look at the Ottawa game, it was really the first period that got us into trouble. And then after that, we stayed with it. I give the guys a lot of credit. They pushed hard in the second and third. We came up short, but we fell behind 4-1 in that game. And that's a tough thing to do, is play catch-up hockey in this league. Last game, it was the opposite. It was the second period. It was 1-1 after the first period against a good hockey team, and then we've already discussed the second period. So it's really about putting together a consistent 20-minute period for 3 periods. I think that's the biggest thing for us right now.
I want to talk about a few players individually coming out of that game the other night. Start with Andrew Peeke, who makes a really nice offensive play. Not a guy who's considered an offensive defenseman, makes a really nice offensive play to set up that goal to Lindholm. What have you thought of his season overall and what he means to this defensive core?
Well, Peeker's been good this year. I think, like every player, you're going to go through ups and downs during the course of 82 games. When he's at his best, he's physical. It's a simple game. It's defending hard. It's moving the puck. Or in his case, like last game, going end to end and setting up a goal. I don't know, but typically not his. That's not his forte. But it was a really nice play. But for Peeker, it's just about being reliable and dependable, someone that you can trust, like in situations when you're defending leads, and just being a really good, solid defenseman for us.
Elias Lindholm had a goal and an assist the other night. He's got points in 3 straight games. You've had him, playing with guys that maybe you wouldn't have tailor-picked at the beginning of the season here in the last couple of weeks. So what have you thought of his game lately?
I think it's been good. I think that, you look at the guys that he's playing with. He's playing with Kusi and Laux, who skate really well. So I think they've helped him in some regards as far as the pace and the pace that we can play at. And Lindy's obviously a veteran player, so he's helped those guys, especially without the puck. No, Lindy's been good lately. He's getting to his spots. He seems to be shooting more. He's getting some chances, which is good to see. And at the same time, he's a responsible player for us defensively. He plays in all situations for us.
Husnudinov obviously stands out here in the last couple of games because of the goals. But what have you thought of his game overall since he got here? And where do you think he can grow in his game?
Well, I still think he can grow offensively. I think there's something there to work with. He's got quickness. He's got offensive instincts. Shoots the puck well. Just seems to be, a good offensive player. How far that goes, we don't know, but there's certainly some capability there. And then I think, his game has to continue to grow as far as holding on the pucks in the offensive zone, managing it in the neutral zone. You don't want to take away creativity from players, but he has to make good decisions at the blue line. If I can get somebody, great. If I can't, it has to go in behind. And so those are just some of the areas that any young player has to continue to work on.
You guys getting ready to take on the Buffalo Sabres tonight. Yoki Haru comes over from Buffalo here in the last couple of weeks. Do you use a player like that at all as a resource as you get ready for a game like this?
I think we do. We talk to him about certain trends or, things that they might do on a consistent basis that maybe there's something we don't see in the video or in the pre-scout that he can help us out, special team-wise. What's a couple of their tendencies that they may have in the course of their game. It's always good to pick someone's brain, especially he was just there, like you said, a couple weeks ago.
Well, what did you learn from him, and what do you expect out of the Sabres tonight?
I'll tell you what we expect from Buffalo. It's a very good offensive team, and if you get caught in the game where it goes up and down the rink, it's a tough game because they're a very good transition team. They have guys that can make play. They have a lot of skill, not only up front, but even more so on the back end. So you have to neutralize their D-core, finish them off in the offensive zone, stay above them, not let them be part of the offense. That slows down their transition.
Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thanks.
There's Joe Sacko, Bruins and Sabres coming up next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. The media group station.
On Saturday night, the Bruins faced off against the Lightning for the second time in a week. But this time around, they weren't able to recreate the success they had in Tampa. Gonçalves got it over to Lilleberg for a shot. That got knocked down, and Paul scores. Back up top for McDonough. Shot, score. On the strength of a second period that was absolutely dominant, the Tampa Bay Lightning will cruise to a 6-2 victory here tonight. Tonight, the Bruins close out a quick homestand against the Sabres, hoping to find anything positive to take with them before the start of a Western road trip. It's the Bruins and the Sabres coming up next.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers.
Cross to Esposito, a shot. No! It's all tied up.
Cam Neely.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime.
David Pastrnak wins the series for the Bruins.
A chance in front, score! And it's Geeky again.
The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, Bosch Tools, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Safety Insurance, Peerless Boilers, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, McGovern Auto Group, Hub International New England, Timberline Construction, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Bourque. David Pastrnak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
Bruins and Buffalo Sabres coming up from TD Garden, and the Bruins trying to bounce back after back-to-back losses here over the last couple of games. How do they do that tonight against Buffalo?
There's a lot of things they need to do better in order to win here today against Buffalo. I mean, even a game against Buffalo earlier, you know the Sabres can score, but the Bruins weren't ready to play in that game in Buffalo, and the Sabres took it to them, and 7-2 was the final there. So as much as you want to look back at last game a couple days ago against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the second period, that was, if you're starting to look forward, here's a team that beat you. You know, last time these two teams played in Buffalo, you know what they can do offensively. You've got to be tighter defensively. It's the same thing we've been saying all season. I mean, if you're going to be tight, why not defend up the ice? So establish your forecheck, make them defend, make them come 200 feet. And when they do, you know, you make sure that you're tight, airtight in the defensive zone. And it's just something that has gotten away from them far too many times this year.
Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We'll have the opening face-off coming up next from TD Garden on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Bet the unexpected every upset, every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings is offering all customers a no-sweat parlay every single day. Now, how does it work? Well, you opt in and place a bet on any parlay. If your bet doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet. So bet the unexpected with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SPORTSHUB. That's code SPORTSHUB to get a no-sweat parlay every single day. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. And hope is here. Call 1-800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. 21 plus, play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Massachusetts only. Eligibility and wagering restrictions apply. Opt in to get one no-sweat bet. No-sweat bonus bet issued in amount of losing qualifying bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Maximum reward and qualifying bet criteria vary. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. I don't think you understand. The Son of Baconator, $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid in a combo or in third-party delivery platform.
Explore Babson College's graduate programs at their virtual open house on March 20th. Register at babson.edu/gradopenhouse.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.
Bruins and Sabres just about ready to go, but here's Todd Angeli with tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Todd Angeli with the national anthem as we get set for the opening face-off between the Bruins and the Sabres. Our starting lineups. We'll take a look at Buffalo first. In goal for them is Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. On defense, the pairing of Owen Power and Connor Clifton, and up front, Beck Malenstein, Tyson Kozak, and Sam Lafferty. For the Bruins, Jonas Korpisalo goes in goal. Mason Lohrei, Andrew Peeke, your defenseman. Up front, Johnny Beecher, Patrick Brown, and Mark Kastelik. The starting lineups are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
And the first 5 minutes are presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Ryan McNeely of Westboro, Massachusetts. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Ryan will pick up a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins in the home black sweaters, black helmets and pants. We'll go from left to right here in the first period. Buffalo will control the opening faceoff, and it's directed into the Boston zone, but offside was Sam Lafferty, and so they'll face it off again in the neutral ice. Just 9 seconds gone by.
Yeah, interesting. Buffalo starts their fourth line. The Bruins will start their fourth line as well against them. It's not like fourth line against fourth line years ago when you expected some fireworks right off the bat, but some energy anyhow.
And no line brawl at the drop of the puck here, but see if they can get this thing kick-started early. As Beecher wins the face-off this time. Peeke from the red line will dump it into the Buffalo zone. Around to the far corner. Clifton under pressure from Kastelik right away. Sabres will clear it out. Tipped ahead by Malenstein. In the neutral ice, it'll come back toward Beecher. Kastelik backhands it through Kozak and deep into Buffalo territory. At the back of the net, shoved on for Malenstein, lifted out into the neutral ice. Trying to glove it down was Peeke as Lafferty ran into it.
Kastelik, a good strong hit there on Malenstein. He's a guy that can definitely handle himself. He'll hit anything that moves, especially after last game.
Pasternak got wiped out of the far corner as he tried to gain possession in the Buffalo zone. Brought through neutral ice here by Clifton across the Boston line. Flipped to the near side. Thompson will pick it up off the carom. Turns away from Pasternak, wheels it around behind the net. Jordan Greenway along the far side. Here's Thompson between the circles with a shot. Korpisalo's first save is a good one.
He's probably not the guy you want alone in the slot.
Geekie moves it back the other end of the ice. His shot blocked off into the near corner. Battle for possession. Batted out toward the blue line. Kept alive by Pasternak, and then his pass is picked off by Tuck. And he's got Thompson ahead. Takes the shot from the top of the left circle. Picked aside again, and Bruins will head back the other direction. Pasternak played it into the left wing corner. Dahlin is there. Sent it around near side for Matthias Samuelsson. Directed through neutral ice as it was tipped by Husnudinov. Far corner Wotherspoon. Played up and out of the zone with some help from Lauko, but the Sabres have it. Cloud handing off for Byram coming out of the Buffalo zone. Through the red line, cutting to the right side. Plays off the far boards, but picked off by Wotherspoon. Lindholm sends for Husnudinov. Angled it off the far boards, but turned over. Byram's got it again on the near side. This time Zach Benson trying to get it in deep. Cut off by Andrew Peak. Behind the net goes Lori to the far circle. Peak will bring it out toward the red line and dump in from there. Middlestat takes one off the far wall. Sent one toward the slot. He had Lettieri coming down the middle, but that broken up.
He was looking for Vinny Lettieri coming down the middle that time. Might have been able to take that puck right to the net.
Krebs with a long shot and a long rebound off Korpisalo, thrown back to the net by Jack Quinn. Korpisalo scoops that up with the glove.
Yeah, good recovery, right? Makes the first save, but kicks that puck, kicks the rebound out to the other side, so keeps it away from the front of the net. But now you've got to reset and move yourself to the right. Two pretty good chances, though, for Tage Thompson. One moving right to the slot and getting a pass. He's trying to shoot back against the grain with Tuck in front, and then the other one in full flight coming down the left wing. 34 goals this year, capable of lighting it up anytime. Had a hat trick last game against the Bruins.
As did J.J. Peterka, but he is out of the lineup for the third straight game here for Buffalo. And Thompson, 34 goals, 59 points on the season, leads the Sabres in both of those categories. Nathan Krebs not happy. They lined up for this faceoff. Patrick Brown against him. Sabres won the draw. Dahlin with a drive. Korpisalo made the save off the far boards. It's kept in out near the blue line and then jumps up out of play. Kastelik and Quinn came together.
Quinn saw him coming. Quinn's not a huge guy, about 6'1". Not against Kastelik, and he saw him coming, just got out of the way.
Faceoff will get moved outside the Boston zone here.
Will it?
Well, it looked like they were going to line up out
Penalty.
there.
Boston penalty number 47 has a 2-minute minor for tripping.
As the puck went into the crowd, Quinn tried to jump around, and they're going to say Kastelik stuck his right leg out on him, and they're going to call a penalty. Kastelik fairly surprised.
Give him 106 penalty minutes on the year. So early power play here for the Sabres, just 2:35 gone. They ranked 27th in the league in that department. Off of the face-off, puck came toward the slot. It's corralled by McLeod. Got it back to the point. Over to Thompson, left circle. Tried a shot. That blocked by Peak, who stayed with him as Thompson gave him a couple of head fakes. Thompson now from the near circle, sent one toward the slot. That one picked off by Zaka and brought out of the zone.
Yeah, you would think that Thompson would be leading them, but it's actually Zucker, right? Leading him in goals and points on the power play.
There's Tuck. Had to leave it back at the blue line for Dahlin, who didn't get there in time. Had to chase it back into neutral ice. Zucker, 10 power play goals on the season. Thompson brings it down the left wing wall on the near hash marks. Takes a look around, deals over for Zucker, and his shot got blocked off to the far side. Dahlin will wheel it back in behind the net. Thompson again along the left circle, but Koepke broke up his pass for Dahlin and sent it back into neutral ice. Thompson quickly reloads, gets back in across the line with 1:04 to go in the power play, and a drive by Dahlin that skinned wide.
That was tipped by McLeod in front.
Dahlin back at the left point. Over to the far side again for Zucker. Ball on the wall. Hands off the puck over there, and they get it back up top for Dahlin. Left circle, a drive by Thompson with some mustard on it, but just wide. And it ricochets all the way down the ice.
Trying to go glove side from that left wing circle was Thompson.
38 to go on the power play here as Owen Power brings the puck into neutral ice, drops it back. It'll be carried into the Boston zone here. Byram gets it set up along the right point. Hands off to Krebs. Krebs right circle. Looking across. Instead goes back to Byram, the point. Now the Power near side. They work it around and shot and a score from Peyton Krebs right on the inside of the left faceoff circle. And the power play goal puts Buffalo up 1-0 early.
Yeah, Buffalo got the Bruins really spread out here a little bit on the defensive zone. They're out a little high. Okay, now you settle it down. They're going to rotate it from that right wing half wall up high, D to D, and then down low into the left wing circle. It's a one-touch pass into the middle to Krebs. And that's when you get guys spread out, it's that one-touch pass. I mean, he's wide open there. Yoki Haru is going towards the half wall, but the puck goes between his stick and his skate on the pass, and it's going to leave Krebs wide open.
Jack Quinn gets the primary assist there.
He's a playmaker and a shooter. I mean, but he's the guy that drew the penalty and makes the play to get the puck to Krebs.
The 6th goal of the year for Peyton Krebs. Allenstein will bring back into the Boston zone. His shot from the left circle, gloved by Korpisalo, hangs on. Buffalo with a 1-0 lead, and all 5 shots so far in this first period.
Well, you gave up the one-timer to Thompson, but other than that, you were okay there defensively, but it's just good puck moving. You get caught a little too high and you can't get yourself back. Those straight lines, stops and starts, straight lines. Work yourself back to the middle to protect the middle of the ice. And if you have good puck movement on the power play, you're going to beat it.
Samuelson will angle one off the end boards toward the side of the net. Lorai brings it toward the near boards. Gives to Zacha. His pass picked off right between the circles, and Zucker put his shot wide. Come back out into neutral ice. Dahlin will dump it right back in.
Benson ran into Korpisalo, but Korpisalo was moving out. He was well past the top of his crease as Benson was working his way to the front of the net.
Pasternak gets a headman pass from Peak, brings it to the Buffalo zone. Pass gets deflected, came to Zacha, and then chopped away from Pasternak out to center. Jokiharju and Zadorov trade the puck. Now Geeking has chased it back toward his own blue line. 5.5 minutes gone here in the first period as Middlestat gets it into the Buffalo zone along the near side wall. Throws one in front. That blocked right at the doorstep. And it'll be pushed up ice by Thompson. Jokiharju skates back toward his own goal line. Lettieri got the feed from Zadorov. Kepke helped it forward, but that's going to be an icing as he was shy of the red line.
The attempted pass just hopped over his stick, goes all the way down. 6-zip right now for Buffalo to start this period in terms of shots on goal. And there's been more than that have missed the net.
Face off in the defensive zone here. Middlestat will match up on the draw against Thompson. Middlestat talking to about his foot placement. Now grabbed by Kepke, brought out toward the blue line, but can't escape the zone. It'll come back deep here for Greenway. Wrapped around the near boards, and Byram along the near side circle got hit by Lettieri. Byram's got the puck back over to the far side. One-timer blocked by Zadorov. And the Bruins will move out with Middlestat coming out to the center circle. He'll float it deep into Buffalo territory. Boston changing behind the play. Lettieri in there on the forecheck with a hit on Bryson. Greenway had his pocket picked from behind by Husnudinov as he brought it through neutral ice. Mitchell will skate back to the red line and dump into the Buffalo zone. Far side. Wotherspoon takes a poke at it to keep it inside the blue line. Lauko got it into the left wing corner, chases it down, and keeps it moving around toward the near side. Lindholm just south of the hash marks along the near boards. Husnudinov over here as well now, battling along the wall against Bryson. Puck popped free, came right back to them now and gets tied up again. Now Lindholm will whistle one around the boards, but nobody home along that far side point. Wotherspoon has to chase back to the Boston zone to get it. Over 7 minutes gone in this first period. Dump in and cleared right back out. Quinn will redirect that deep into Boston territory. Lorai in the near corner, challenged by Malenstein. Kastelik able to poke it out of the zone. Beecher chipped it up the right wing boards, took a hit from Clifton, and then a big collision behind the net as Brown put a lick on Lafferty. Pete from the right point, shot, glove, stop by Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and we get a dust up at the side of his crease, and at least one helmet comes flying out of that pile.
Clifton went after Brown. Brown had thrown that hit behind the net. That drew a crowd.
Linesman trying to peel everyone apart. Look at a stoppage here with 12:29 to go in the first period. Buffalo's on the board first. They lead it 1-0 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Warning. Inflation is back on the rise. The national debt is spiraling out of control. The stock market has been at an all-time high, and wars continue to rage across the globe. Experts are predicting a massive economic crash for 2025, and you should be ready. Will you sit on the sidelines and wait, or will you take action today to help protect your hard-earned retirement savings? Right now, you can get a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, where you'll learn why tens of thousands of hardworking Americans and even the world's central banks are turning to precious metals to help protect and diversify their money. Get your free gold and silver kit from Goldco by calling 855-GOLD-IRA. You could even receive up to a 10% instant match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Don't let your financial future slip through your fingers. Learn why so many Americans are diversifying with gold and silver today. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Is your relationship with your bank in a rut? Might be time for someone new. At Navigant Credit Union, we offer better rates, fewer fees, and support that puts you first. Don't put it off. Join Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ocean State Job Lot is honoring community heroes with First Responder Deal Days March 13th through March 19th. Every first responder and public safety professional who is a Job Lot insider can get 40% back as a crazy deal gift card when they spend $20 or more. Visit OceanStateJobLot.com for full details. To all the brave first responders who step up every day, Ocean State Job Lot appreciates your service and thanks you.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Start your 2025 in a new F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 straight years. Just over 7.5 minutes into this one, and Buffalo has a 1-0 lead. But it looks as though the Bruins are going to get a power play coming out of this, as Sam Lafferty is in the penalty box here for the Sabres. See if we get an announcement.
Referee's trying to make the announcement. But they got the noise going over him, so he's waiting for the noise to stop. I got to imagine it's for ripping the helmet off of Beecher.
Garrett Rank, Kyle Raymond, tonight's referees. Evan Mills.
Well, you can't make the announcement until you. Yeah, Lafferty ripped the helmet right off of Beecher in this scrum.
Roughing is the indication. So, power play number one for the Bruins tonight. Lorai and Geekie trading the puck, and the pass back is deflected out of play into the Sabres bench by Greenwood. So the first power play brought to you by Bosch Power Tools, engineered for efficiency, comfort, and ease. Bosch Power Tools are built to keep workers going at full strength. Bosch Power Tools, what hard workers deserve.
Now, give Brown some credit. I mean, he gets in there on that head. That causes the whole scrum after the whistle. Clifton they were going at it in front of the net as that shot got taken.
Lindholm wins the faceoff. Back to Pasternak, a blast that goes just up over the net.
He might have caught shaft of somebody's stick on the way in.
Wrapped around the near boards. Pasternak with a bouncing puck, able to settle it at the point, but Greenway kicks it out of his zone. And now Lorai chasing back into his own zone, having to deal with pressure from McLeod. On the end boards, puck pulled free. Lindholm gives it right side here for Middlestad. He'll cut back into the middle as he comes through neutral ice, just across the Buffalo line. Hands off to Pasternak, coming on late. Threw it to the net, tipped by Lindholm. Goes off the back left. Lindholm Wraps it around the far boards. Lohrei waits for it at the left point. Threw it into the slot. Redirected again by Lindholm.
Like that look. Just missed it.
Pasternak to Middlestat behind the net. Geekie gives it right back to him. Now back to Geekie left side. Lohrei center blue line. Pasternak top of the right circle. Moves it down the wall. Gives back to Lohrei up top. Took the shot. That one tipped coming through and goes wide.
Well, Clifton just hit Geekie from behind.
And Geekie's shaken up. Middlestat grabs Clifton in a reverse chin lock, and they get spun around along the end boards. And
I got to see it again. It's a dangerous kind of hit. Geekie was going for this puck. Couldn't tell if he got numbers or if it was more from the side. Geekie's up, he's okay, but it had the look of a pretty rough hit, and they're going to take Clifton to the box.
Yeah, referee had his arm up. So Clifton goes in, two-man advantage coming up.
Buffalo penalty number 75, 2 minutes 40.
51 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Of 5-on-3 time.
It's numbers. He just puts his left shoulder right into the numbers of Geekie. I mean, that's kind of textbook. I mean, Geekie's going back to play the puck. He's just going to backhand it behind the net. He's facing the glass. He doesn't turn it the last second. I do like Connor Clifton. I liked him when he was here. He's a bit of a wild card, but a lot of fun to watch. But good to see Geekie okay after that hit.
232 games over 5 seasons in a Bruins uniform for Clifton. But he'll watch this one for the next couple of minutes. Sent out of the zone. The Bruins have to retreat through neutral ice. 40 seconds left on the 5-on-3 as Lohrei gets it back in across the line. Wraps around the boards toward the near side. Came hopping out of the corner and an easy clear for Power.
Byram would have got to that puck first with Lindholm in tow, but bad bounce.
There's Pasternak getting it back in, brings it down the right circle, cut it back to Geekie coming on for a one-timer, and that one blocked, and it'll be brought out into neutral ice, and Tuck throws it into Boston territory.
Is that the block? Is that Samuelson? Hey, he's hobbled it. I mean, Geekie got all of that one-timer.
Middlestat will bring it back in across the line. 6 to go on the two-man advantage. Lohrei to Middlestat right circle. Back for Lohrei. Had to poke it along toward Pasternak. Pasta out near the blue line. Moves it toward the high slot. Took the shot. Save made by Luukkonen. And then scrambles and gets possession of it for the whistle.
2 tip opportunities for Lindholm. Right in between the hash marks. That's the high tip. Pasternak's looking for him that time. Lohrei looked for him a little bit earlier. The tip by Lindholm, the first one on the pass from Lohrei went a little wide, but and he got a tip on the second one. He got a tip on the Pasternak one as well. A good redirect. If you can get that puck elevated, though, off the tip.
1:06 to go on what is now a 5-on-4 power play.
That pass, it's a shot pass from Pasternak. It's right along the ice.
Jokiharju. Here's Zacha. Left circle. Throws one toward the net with Terry right along the side of the net. Luukkonen knocked it away. Jokiharju again out of the blue line. Zacha looking for Terry. That was redirected. Husnudinov in the right corner. Able to chip it through McLeod. Got it back to Mitchell at the right point. Jokiharju to the left circle for Zacha. Jokiharju now along the blue line. Zacha, top of the left circle. His shot got blocked off of Bryson. Comes back toward Mitchell near side. Tracks it down. His pass toward the near circle was taken away, but one back by with Terry. Husnudinov in the right corner. 25 to go in the 5-on-4. Mitchell to the right circle for Lettieri. Looks around. Wheels it for Zacha. Back for Lettieri. Looking for a one-timer fanned on it. Mitchell back to Zacha right circle. 10 to go in the power play. To Mitchell, a one-timer off the back glass. Comes firing back out toward the near side. Zacha wheels down low for Husnudinov. Jumped away from him. Jokiharju sent back behind the net.
He was looking up before he got the puck because you had Jokiharju open.
Here's Husnudinov, a centering pass. Ricochets up into the air off of Zacha. Husnudinov off the near boards. Power play is over. Mitchell's shot gets blocked off into the far corner. Clifton just out of the penalty box will bring behind the Sabres net. And pushes it up the wall. And out of the zone by Malenstyn. Heat quickly back ahead for Lauko. Chasing into the right corner against Byram. Power will bring behind the Sabres net toward the far circle. Trying to get it out. Thompson. Second effort they do. Help from Tuck.
Hit the linesman, though.
Off a dump in. Luukkonen tees it up behind the net. 8:33 to go here in the first period. Buffalo has a 1-goal lead. Thompson, got decked by Zadorov after he sent a pass to the left side. Thompson's shaken up.
He's hurt. Here they go.
And Zadorov dropping the gloves in the Bruins zone with Greenway. Zadorov with a short right. They hold each other at arm's length. Each guy throws a right that doesn't connect. Greenway trying to jab. And now a right hand, uppercut by Zadorov, an overhand right. Greenway goes down, and as they wrestle around, the linesman will pull them apart.
Greenway's a big guy as well, right? That whole line is big, but Tuck, Tage Thompson, and Greenway, and he went right after Zadorov after this big hit by Zadorov on Thompson as he moved the puck coming into the offensive zone.
So with 8:23 to go here in the first, it's Buffalo 1, Bruins nothing. On the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You can shop during this ad by saying, Alexa, add to cart. You are bountiful. Nature's Bounty hair, skin, and nails fruit pectin gummies with collagen and biotin, plus antioxidant CNE, help you shine from the inside out. To add Nature's Bounty hair, skin, and nails gummies with collagen and biotin to your cart, just say Alexa, add to cart. That's Alexa, add to cart.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Trip Planner by Expedia. You were made to have strong opinions about sand. We were made to help you and your friends find a place on the beach with a pool and a marina and a waterfall and a soaking tub. Expedia, made to travel.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
8:23 left in the first. Buffalo has a 1-0 lead. And just before the break, a fight between Nikita Zadorov and Jordan Greenway after Zadorov had laid out Tage Thompson with a heavy hit.
Thompson's coming over the line. He moves it to his left. He's watching the pass, and Zadorov just steps up and pops him. And it's a clean hit unless they deem it interference. And based on what we've got here, 5-on-5, dropping the puck, they will not say interference. And I think both guys did it the right way. It wasn't an instigator, even though Greenway came over to him. Zadorov more than happy to oblige, and like I said, the only thing that was in question to me was it late? Did he wait? Was it too long after that pass was made?
You mentioned the size of that line. Is a shot chance here, knocked down in front, scrambled. Bruins have it. Greenway's 6'6", Thompson is 6'6", Zadorov for the Bruins in there is 6'6". That is some big bodies coming together and some big heavy fists flying there as well. As the Sabres will get whistled for an icing here with 8:01 to go in the first.
Fans Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. CDS is your local leader. In goal here tonight between the pipes for Buffalo, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and for the Bruins, it's Jonas Korpisalo.
Korpisalo, last appearance was in relief against Ottawa. His last start, a loss in Carolina. Hard luck loss for him in that one. Puck comes behind the Sabres net into the far side circle now. Battle for possession along the wall. Able to pull it free was Sacko. Got it over for Pete. Stepping down the right circle. Sent one all the way across, and Pasternak.
I was there for him.
Yeah, Krebs was trying to defend. Pasternak took a big old swing at a one-timer. Pasta's got it back now. Near circle. Sends it across. And able to hold Sacko off of it was Quinn. Byram played it out of the corner. Kept alive by Lori. Sent across through the slot. Pasternak off the carom near side circle. Got one in on Luukkonen. Goes down along the end boards to retrieve it, and does. Gets it back to Peek out at the right point. Pasternak quickly in front for Geekie, just offline. Geekie's got it now, back in front. Sacko scores! Luukkonen was down and out. Sacko tucks it into the net, and the Bruins tie it at 1.
This is good work down low, but a lot of it's because Byram lost his stick. He had no stick in his hand. Lost it in a collision, and the Bruins go to work offensively. Sacko's going to be the recipient, but everybody kind of touching the puck. There were a couple good opportunities. With one stick break in the corner, that was a stick of Byram. Peek rotates his puck back down low, into the middle for Geekie, and then Geekie makes an easy pass in front. Everybody kind of scrambling. Someone had given their stick. No, there was another stick lost. There were 2 sticks gone from Sabres. Was that Benson? Was he the other one?
Yeah, it looked
or
like
Bryson, excuse me. Yep.
Yeah. So Bruins even things up. Sacko with his 14th of the year. As the puck ricochets out of the Buffalo zone into neutral ice, it'll be brought in across the line. Zucker throws one in front. That's kicked away by Jokiharju. Koepke will chip it up the right wing boards through Samuelsson and deep into Buffalo territory. Colleen got it back towards Samuelsson. Benson to the blue line and brought out through neutral by McLeod. Wotherspoon back to retrieve for the Bruins. Wotherspoon going to skate it up into neutral ice on his own. Dumps in from the red line. Luukkonen try to stop it behind the net. Trickles into the near corner. Middlestat putting pressure on there. Thompson will deal it up ice. Cross ice for Tuck. Tuck right circle shot. Blocker stop by Korpisalo. And Lauko just throws it back into neutral ice. Bryson bumped and stopped coming into the Boston zone. Lauko going to get it dumped back into the Sabres end. Lindholm against Owen Power along the near side circle. Thompson now will play it back across the ice toward that far side, and Kozak just chips it forward. He'll head off on a Buffalo chain. Bruins trying to come right back with Lindholm playing it through Power and deep. But Byram finds Power along the near boards through the neutral zone. Krebs hands off along the left wing side, and Quinn stopping near the hash marks. Mitchell got a stick on that. Mallenstein threw one in front. Kastelik helped to deny that. Beecher will carry into neutral ice, goes down. Crowd looking for a penalty. Kastelik got it across for Brown and couldn't get it to his stick. Kastelik off the far boards finds Wotherspoon at the left point. On to Mitchell, back to Wotherspoon, and back to Mitchell again. Walks it along the blue line, gives to Wotherspoon down the left wing wall. Played up and around behind the net and on to the near side where Mallenstein will clear. Won't get far enough for an icing as both teams change. 4:52 to go here in the first. And a long pass finds Geekie behind the defense. Geekie scores! Able to fight off the back check, went to the forehand, and gives the Bruins the lead.
Yeah, the Sabres kind of going to sleep on this one. It looked like Geekie might have come right off the bench and split the D, gets this long pass right up the middle. It's going to be Wotherspoon who makes it. I mean, no pressure from the Sabres. I think they're making a line change. Geekie's the guy who hops on. He's got Samuelsson trying to chase him down. Samuelsson, I guess he doesn't want to take a penalty, but you know, you might have to do something a little bit more there. Nice move by Geekie. Little fake shot, go to the forehand. Hit Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen down. And
Samuelsson is going to reaching in, stick on stick there.
I mean, it'd be a penalty shot.
Right.
More than likely.
There's Geekie finding Pasternak cutting toward the front of the net.
Two ways, I guess, to look at it. Either take the penalty shot or, you know, you just try to bother him enough that your goaltender can make the save.
Byram will bring into the Boston zone, going down the right wing circle, written hard to the boards. It'll come around near side. Angled across the ice and just able to get there in time to keep it in with Zucker. Left side now, it's McLeod sending one towards Zucker in the slot, knocked away toward the corner. Jokiharju will lift one out toward the blue line, glove down onto the stick of Pasternak. Trying to play it forward. It bounced off of Power. Sacko gets it moving forward and heads off as the Bruins change up with 3:50 to go in the period. Boston to a 1-goal lead. Off the near boards, Byram got it to Krebs across the Boston line. Thompson bumped off stride by Pete. In the near corner, Wotherspoon's got it. His pass missed Koepke. That's going to angle all the way down ice.
Dahlin made a kind of a fake motion to try to play it. The Lancers just looked at him and said, no, you're not getting that one.
No icing on that one. It'll come back into the Boston zone, and Korpisalo hands off at the side of the net. Koepke from the red line. Dumps into the right corner, wrapping to the far side. Middlestat able to kick it back a little deeper. Lettieri against Tuck in the far corner. Brought behind the net, Middlestat to the right corner, out to the face-off circle. Still stick handling as he comes back toward the corner against Dahlin. Tried to cut back and lost his footing. Thompson at the blue line couldn't get it out. Lorai kept it in, but then he goes down, and puck does come out into neutral ice. 2:45 to play in the period. Ustinov to Lorai. Now to Mitchell. Right side for Lauko. Dumped in. Luukkonen couldn't stop it behind the net. Ustinov able to pick it up off the far boards. Got it to Lindholm. Now to Jokiharju out near the blue line. His shot gloved by Luukkonen. Hangs on for the whistle. 2:27 to play here in the first period. Bruins trailed by one, now lead by one on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club. Politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize. And turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
At Hotels.com, we know some travelers crave sand between their toes. Others want to be poolside with a drink on the way. And more often than not, those two people end up in a relationship. With the Hotels.com app, compare properties side by side across amenities like pool and ocean view. Compromise isn't so bad when you're holding a Mai Tai by a pool with an ocean view, agreeing that, yeah, this is better than finding sand in awkward places for 3 days. Book now in the Hotels.com app and find your perfect somewhere.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Morgan Geeky's goal, assisted by Parker Wotherspoon, is our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. Got 2:27 to go in the first period, and that goal has the Bruins up 2-1 over the Sabres. Geeky already with 2 points on the night, 23rd goal of the season. Face off in the offensive zone coming up here for Elias Lindholm. Had a couple of points in the loss on Saturday. Goal and an assist. Ustinov along the near boards. He's got goals in back-to-back games. Here's Lindholm from the bottom of the right circle with a shot that ramps up and out of play.
Yeah, Ustinov took a hit that time to make the pass. He's kind of facing the boards in the corner, but between his legs to get that puck to Lindholm.
What have you thought of him so far? His
pretty
fifth
good.
Game here in
He's
Boston.
got some areas that you kind of keep an eye on, but he's got some skill offensively.
There's an Orlov getting one to Lindholm. Couldn't quite handle it.
It was a good play right off the faceoff. Set of play.
Jokiharju down the left circle, throws one in front. Ricocheted back to Ustinov for a good shot, and Luukkonen the save. Todorov trying to play it back for Ustinov along the far boards. Challenged by McLeod. Sabres come away with a puck. Power will fit up the right wing side. That's going to go for an icing. They hadn't gained the red line yet.
Yeah, he was trying to soft chip off the wall, but it goes all the way down. No, for Ustinov, I think, there's some some puck management, just, but not a lot. He's been pretty good in that area. He's not a big guy. He's small, so he's got to be shifty. He's got to be quick. He's got to be fast. His hockey sense seems to be there. Certainly deserves a look.
Came over from Minnesota in the Justin Brazeau trade just before the deadline. Along with Jacob Lauko. Puck wraps around the near boards and goes out of play into the netting. So the faceoff will stay in the Buffalo zone here with 1:47 to go in the period.
I will say this, in his time here, in his brief time here, what is this, game 5?
Yes.
He has been more of an impact than some of the other guys that have been called up this year.
Yeah.
Way more. He's been way more noticeable than some of the other guys have been called up this year.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like every game that he's played, he's been noticeable. It's...
As long as he's noticeable for the right reasons.
Right. Off the face-off, Pasternak. Left circle, centering one toward Geekie.
Now, does that last?
Right.
Or is it you're running on adrenaline? You get to a new team. It's the first time you ever traded. Great opportunity here to, for a guy that's on the fringe to play.
Here's Tuck knocking one away from Geekie, coming back into the Bruins zone. It goes in on goal, and Korpisalo covers it up. Ustedinov played his total last year and this year 73 games with the Wild and had 11 points, 3 goals, and 8 assists, including 7 points this year with the Wild. Comes to Boston and gets 2 goals in his first 4 games.
Well, he's gonna get more ice time here than we've gotten in Minnesota. Thompson took a little shot at Pasternak right at the Sabres blue line. Then right after the whistle, he kind of came in, and after Korpisalo was able to cover that up, just kind of got right in front of Korpisalo, just enough to be annoying. Pasternak grabbed him by the shirt, pulled him back out. Thompson can't be too happy about that big hit that he took.
Right.
Seems to be okay though.
That was from Zadorov earlier. Here's Brown forcing a turnover against Byram, but Bruins can't take advantage before the Sabres regain. Krebs up the left side with a shot, sticked up into the air off Korpisalo. Byram down the left circle, wraps it around the far side, and it'll come out of the zone, and then stumbling over there was Quinn. Kastelik trying to get the puck out from under him. But the Sabres will regain. Krebs back in his own zone. 45 seconds to go here in the first period. Bruins up by 1. Pass over to the far side for Samuelson. Up to the Boston line. Sabres lose possession. Lettieri will send one back in just wide of Luukkonen from center ice. It ricochets off the backboards, comes to the side of the crease, and he's forced to cover with 28 to go in the period.
That could have been a disaster for Quinn there. He lost his balance right in between the 2 benches. Kastelik was looking to go off to the races, but Quinn somehow managed to keep that puck away from him.
We'll get an attack zone face-off here. Coming up during our first intermission, we're going to take a look at the Eastern Conference wild card race.
It's a good one.
It is.
Changes every day, it seems like.
No telling who's going to end up with that second wild card. Off the draw. Tuck out of the corner. Lifting one over the head of Wotherspoon, and that one will not quite make it for an icing. Wotherspoon coming around behind the Bruins net. Pass up the near side. Lindholm tapped it along to Zacha. Now Pasternak down the left side. Gets around. Power moving in front. And just wide of the net as Pasternak got upended. And the Sabres will clear it. Final seconds of the period will tick off.
Pasternak may have drawn a penalty there if he hadn't scored. But pulled that puck between his skates. Backhand, forehand, strong to the net from the left wing side. I mean, Power had it. His hand on his Pasternak's hip. His free hand on his hip holding him.
Managed to get away with it. So it's a 2-1 Bruins lead after 1 here at TD Garden. And we'll be back with our first intermission next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club. Politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize. and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by Timberline Construction. Just like the pros, success in the commercial construction industry requires a strong, smart team with a no-exceptions commitment to excellence. Learn more at timberlineconstruction.com. Timberline Construction. Exceptional. No exceptions.
Massachusetts is powered by everyday heroes, from teachers inspiring the next generation to the first responders who are always there when it matters most. Based right here in Massachusetts, WellPoint is committed to serve those who dedicate their lives to serve us and proud to honor our hometown heroes this season. Visit the contest page at 985thesportshub.com to nominate someone who makes a difference in your community, and they will score a pair of game tickets and be recognized all season long. WellPoint, your whole health is our whole point.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game so you can catch all the action live. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/NHL.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Is your relationship with your bank in a rut? Might be time for someone new. At Navigant Credit Union, we offer better rates, fewer fees, and support that puts you first. Don't put it off. Join Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hockey season means it's Pulis boiler season. Now is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Pulis boiler. Don't wait. Act now. Go to pulisboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Pulis Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2025 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Bruins with a 2-1 lead over Buffalo after one. And during our first intermission here tonight, we're going to take a look at the race for the wild cards in the Eastern Conference. And we'll start with Travis Green's Ottawa Senators, who have built themselves a nice little cushion as they try to snap a 7-year playoff drought.
We've talked a lot about our group that the past doesn't matter. You know, the past is what it is. You live in the present, think about tomorrow, and learn from what happened today. And we've done a good job of that.
They have done a nice job. Winners of 6 in a row are the Ottawa Senators. It seems like a lot of these teams have gone on good runs and then kind of fallen apart. So that's the thing you're kind of looking at from Ottawa. Can they keep it up? They don't have to keep winning games in a row, but, you know, winning the majority of them and, you know, gaining points maybe on some of the games that you don't come out on top on. But they're actually threatening Toronto right now, and Tampa for that matter.
Right.
But, I mean, people in Toronto are in a little bit of a panic mode, and the way that their team has been playing. Toronto only 5-4-1. And they have a 4-point. They're tied right now with the Tampa Bay Lightning. They both have 66 games played. Ottawa's only 4 points behind those two teams. So it's a tight race, and Ottawa's made it that they'll at least get, they've got a 5-point cushion over the next closest team, the Rangers, and they have 2 games in hand on the Rangers. So pretty good job by the Senators here recently. You know, Travis Green deserves a lot of credit. So does Brady Tkachuk and you know, some of their leadership there in Ottawa.
Well, it's the second wild card that's really up for grabs. You've got 6 teams separated by 4 points in that race. Right now, it's the New York Rangers and Keandre Miller who hold the second wild card.
You know, we want to have an identity as a group, and obviously being hard to play against defensively is at the top of that, you know, agenda for us. If we want to be playing in April and May, we have to continue to do that.
Yeah, for the Rangers, they got a couple things. Well, first of all, they haven't played great defensively all year long. You know, Shesterkin's been very good. They're missing some key pieces as well. But The one thing working against the Rangers is they played 2 more games than Ottawa, Montreal, Columbus. They played 1 more than Detroit. The thing that helps them is they have the tiebreaker. They have 30 wins in regulation. And the teams that are below them in terms of wins, Montreal has 23, Columbus has 23. So that's the first tiebreaker if they're tied going, looking for that second wild card spot. So they definitely have the talent, especially up front. I think Adam Fox is still injured, if I'm not mistaken, on the back end.
He just came back.
They just came back. Okay,
over the weekend.
Okay, that helps them out then as well.
Meanwhile, you mentioned the Montreal Canadiens. They're 1 point out of the playoffs with 2 games in hand on the Rangers.
One more try. That goes wide as well. And the Montreal Canadiens on home ice with a big 3-1 win tonight over Florida.
Yeah, they went on a run, got themselves in contention, and then lost some games and kind of fell out for a little while. Now they're on another pretty good run. They've gotten points in 9 out of 10 games, including 7 wins in those 10 games, and they put themselves right in the heat right now, with 1 point behind the New York Rangers. Like we said, 2 games in hand on them, although the Rangers do hold that the tiebreaker.
Right now, 2 points out of a playoff spot. Damon Severson and the Columbus Blue Jackets, who've been in a slump.
I think a lot of us crave that pressure. That's the big part of the game. It's, crunch time. It's the time where you're trying to get in the playoffs, and we're running out of time here.
Yeah, only 5-5 in their last 10 games. They've had to endure injuries all season long, and they've been able to, and some tragedy, obviously, before the season. So it's a real good feel-good story for the Columbus Blue Jackets if they're able to make it. Dean Evison behind the bench for them. They weren't expected to be there based on, some of the injuries and other things that have gone on with that organization, but give them a lot of credit for being in that position right now.
Mentioned it during our pregame around the NHL, though. They've been shut out 3 of their last 5 games, so scoring has been an issue for them of late. And the Detroit Red Wings still alive. They're 2 points out with a game in hand on the Rangers.
Red Wings want to post the shutout. It's loose in front. Raymond slaps it off the glass and plays it down the ice into the Vegas zone. 2 seconds to go. White Cloud touches it. This game is over.
Only their 3rd win in the last 10 games, 3-7 in that stretch, and that might do them because they were on a pretty good run once they made the coaching change. They've been a good team. They've been a reliable team offensively. Yesterday, they get the shutout 3-0 over Vegas.
And then you've got the Islanders, who are at 68 points, are tied with the Bruins, but the Islanders have played 2 fewer games than has Boston. And the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are now 3 games below 500 at 66 points, are all but out of it in that race for the second wild card in the Eastern Conference. Well, at the end of 1 period of play here at TD Garden, it's the Bruins out to a 2-1 lead over the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres got the first goal in that first period, a power play tally from Peyton Krebs, his 6th goal of the season, set up by Jack Quinn and Owen Power at 4:19. As Buffalo grabbed the early lead, but the Bruins came back with 2 goals in the span of 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Pavel Zacha's 14th of the year, set up by Geekie and Pasternak at 13 minutes even. And then Geekie with his 23rd of the year on a breakaway, set up by Parker Wotherspoon at 15-13. And that has the Bruins up by a 2-1 count after 1. Coming up next, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Joe Murray, and then we'll be back to get the second period rolling on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your local Nissan dealers. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store at nissanusa.com. And Dairy Queen. DQ fans, kick off your favorite game with a sauced and tossed chicken strip basket. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy taste good. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Visit the 99 restaurant Monday through Wednesday for their newest big deal meal. Your favorite chicken and sausage al forno is back at the Nines for just $14.99 every Monday through Wednesday. You gotta love the Nines.
In March, McGovern Madness means bigger savings from McGovern Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Newton and Acton. Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for $225 a month. 24-month lease, 7,500 miles per year, $39.95 due at signing. It's McGovern Madness at McGovern Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Newton and Acton. Shop now at McGovernCJDR.com. That's McGovernCJDR.com. Take delivery by 3/31/25. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees extra on approved credit. See dealer for details.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZFM at HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. The Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
NHL scoreboard after one period. Tampa Bay has a 1-0 lead over Philadelphia. Beginning of the second period right now. No score between the Devils and Blue Jackets. And just underway in the first period, Toronto has a 1-0 lead over Calgary. Just one other game on the NHL slate for tonight. Minnesota, they will host the LA Kings. Some NFL news today. Derek Stingley, he signed a 3-year extension worth $90 million with Houston. The Bengals have also reached extensions with both wide receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And offensive lineman Lane Johnson got an extension with the Philadelphia Eagles. Celtics in action tomorrow when they take on Brooklyn. Jaylen Brown listed as out for that game. 76ers Paul George, he is shut down for the remainder of the season. And the MLB season begins tomorrow at 6 a.m. from Japan between the Dodgers and the Cubs. The latest Bruins Authentics auction is live. Bid on a game-used 2024-25 home set 1 jersey the team wore from the October 10th game. Games through December 7th. The auction features the sweaters 4 players notched their first points in wearing the Spoke Bee, Jeremy Swayman shutout versus Seattle, and more from the 2024-25 roster. Visit Boston Bruins Authentics.com to learn more. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your next drive through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. The second period's next on the 98.5 The Sports of Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, it's Zoe, and Oakers Technologies has a long history of helping businesses stay future ready as their single source IT partner, providing everything from full IT infrastructure to everyday AV needs. And they're hyper-focused on managed IT services that feel easy and simple from a single point of contact. Their ProCare support team are the people behind the technology that make sure that you have a custom approach to the support and resources you need to keep your business future ready with Oakers Technologies, proud partner of your New England Patriots.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about Clear Path for veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. Clear Path for Veterans is working with Safety Insurance to help New England veterans at the Resource Center in Devens, Massachusetts. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to Clear Path and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
Tip off every Celtics game all season long with great tasting, less filling Miller Lite, the original light beer. Miller Lite, official partner of the 2024 World Champion Boston Celtics. When it's game time, it's Miller time, Celtics fans.
Hey, it's Zoe, and Oakers Technologies has a long history of helping businesses stay future ready as their single source IT partner, providing everything from full IT infrastructure to everyday AV needs. And they're hyper-focused on managed IT services that feel easy and simple from a single point of contact. Their ProCare support team are the people behind the technology that make sure that you have a custom approach to the support and resources you need to keep your business future ready with Oakers Technologies, proud partner of your New England Patriots.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
Tip off every Celtics game all season long with great tasting, less filling Miller Lite, the original light beer. Miller Lite, official partner of the 2024 World Champion Boston Celtics. When it's game time, it's Miller time, Celtics fans.
Hey, it's Zoe here, and you guys know as well as I do, when you're faced with a rebuild year, it's all about staying 2 steps ahead of the competition. Oakers Technologies has a history of shaping the future. For over 100 years, they made their clients future ready, helping revamp their technology and IT systems to meet their ever-evolving needs. They're a New England company that gets it, delivering the attention of a local team with the skill to be your single-source IT partner. From full IT infrastructure rebuilds to your everyday AV upgrades, Oakers Technologies makes it easy to be future ready. Proud partner of your New England Patriots.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Bruins with a 2-1 lead over Buffalo after one. We're joined downstairs by Bruins defenseman Parker Wotherspoon, who set up Morgan Geeky's go-ahead goal in that first period. What did you see on that play as Geeks managed to sneak behind the defense?
Yeah, Geeks did a good job of getting open there. I mean, I was just waiting for kind of the play to develop, and with our guys swinging there, and then I look up and Geeks is wide open, so it was good on him.
What was the focus coming off of the loss to Tampa Bay, coming in here tonight against the Buffalo team that beat you guys the last time you saw them?
Yeah, it's just a reset. That wasn't our game the other night, and we knew it, so we just came out here to, we just got to compete and play our game.
Any particular challenges the Sabres offensively give you guys on the back end?
Yeah, for sure. They're a highly skilled team. Obviously, they have a lot of good players, and Tage Thompson's got one of the hardest shots in the league. So, we're trying to keep them in front and take away, the back door.
I appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Thanks to Parker Wotherspoon. He's brought to you by TD Bank. TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. Bruins with a 2-1 lead as we get ready to start the second period. Goals by Sacko and Geeky. That line, Sacko, Geeky, and Pasternak, 5 shots on goal on 9 attempts in that first period. Rest of the team, 3 shots on goal and 9 attempts.
Yeah, a couple of them might have been on the power play, but
Yep.
That's all right. Sacko doesn't play on that line on the power play, but there were a couple misfires as well. I mean, Pasternak had one that he misfired on, one-timer from the left wing circle. But he's had a couple games, where he's kind of fought the puck, but the majority of games, especially after he got going offensively, he's been on. And Geeky made a nice play to 2 really good plays, right? His goal was a beauty, getting behind the D and then holding off Samuelson, get that deke and finish. But the pass to Sacko, the aid of a couple of Buffalo Sabres without sticks down low.
Puck loose here in the neutral ice as we start the second period. Bruins going from right to left. Wotherspoon will chase one back into the Boston zone around the near boards. Knocked out of the zone by Beecher.
Hit that camera in between, right above the scorer's bench there.
Faceoff's going to come back inside the Boston zone here.
One of the Bruins, one of the guys that they traded for, Fraser Minton, at the trade deadline. He came over from Toronto in the Brandon Carlo trade. He had a hat trick last night against Springfield, 4-1 win. Good to see. They talked about him being leadership qualities, maybe a Charlie Coyle type in terms of leadership, well, in terms of players moving forward and what he's capable of doing.
Seemed like the Maple Leafs organization was pretty high on him.
A lot of people have been.
Yeah. As Pasternak deals to Sacko, try to go back to Pasternak, but he had gotten held up coming into the zone. Now on the far boards, puck is frozen against the wall. It'll come around near side, wrapped by Thompson, kept in by Zadorov. He plays it deep. Pasternak takes it off the dasher, gets knocked down by Samuelson, stays with it going into the far corner, able to drag it free, and then his stick rode up on Tuck, and Tuck snapped the head back, and it's going to draw the penalty here against Pasternak. And now, after the whistle, we get Greenway and Zadorov, who fought in the first period.
I think
coming together again. Thompson having some words for Zadorov.
Thompson tried to throw a hit on him earlier in the shift, so still not happy about that hit. I thought that Korpisalo might have come out to play that puck. I was a little surprised they called the icing. Because Buffalo should get a faceoff in the offensive zone, but if they negate the icing, then it comes outside, right?
No, I think this was a penalty. I think they got Pasternak.
I understand that,
okay.
but the whistle went because of the icing.
Oh, gotcha. So Pasternak into the box.
Penalty number 88, 2 minutes, high sticking.
Yeah, they are going to take the face-off inside the zone, so they just blew it because Korpisalo touched the puck then. But it would have been an icing, I think.
So the face-off will be in the Bruins zone. 1:08 gone here in the second period.
Yeah, could be wrong on it, but...
Face-off win here by the Sabres. A shot blocked by Zadorov right between the circles. In the far corner, he gets to a loose puck first and just gets it through Dahlin out of the blue line and out of the zone. Thompson near the red line, hands off for Zucker. Left side now to Tuck, angles it off the boards. Dahlin gets there in time to keep in. Moves it down the left circle, sends one all the way across to the near circle, McLeod. And he fed one through the high slot behind Tuck. Thompson misfired, but somehow the puck stays in. Tuck down into the corner. And the pass back for Dahlin from Zucker gets past him and all the way back down ice. So 1:20 to go on the power play. Dahlin from his own zone. Sabres moving from left to right. Dahlin out to his own blue line, then drops it back. Thompson gaining steam through center ice. Deals off to the left side. Zucker down the wall. Brings it back to Dahlin at the left point. On to the right circle for McLeod. Sends one all the way across. Thompson put it up off the back glass. Near side corner. Wotherspoon reaches in. Tuck able to win it around the far boards, and Thompson couldn't hold it. Now Kepke's on his horse, trying to beat Thompson to the loose puck, and does, but Dahlin gets back in time to keep Kepke away from the net. Thompson angles a long pass ahead to Zucker. Into the Boston zone. Dealing with Zadorov along the near circle is Tuck. Able to fight away from him, back to the blue line. Now Byram at the right circle. To Power. Sends over to the far side. Thompson's one-timer knocked aside by Korpisalo. Bruins can't get it cleared. Byram, earboards with 20 to go on the Pasternak penalty. Zucker from the top of the circle. Back to Power at the blue line. Takes a shot. Knocked down in front and knocked away right onto the stick of Elias Lindholm, and he'll clear it all the way down. That should do it for the penalty. Owen Power brings back through the neutral ice. Pasternak comes out to join the play. Power just inside the blue line. Challenged by Pasternak. Got the shot through. Korpisalo got a piece of it.
Yeah, that was tipped on the way in.
Byram throws one wide of the net. Taken in behind by Benson. Back around to Power at the left point. Fires across to the near side for Byram. Pivots away from the check of Geekie. And gets it back behind the Bruins net. 3.5 gone by here in the second period. Bruins leading by 1. Byram, pass across. Tipped by Pasternak. Still got through, but then the return pass back through. And the Bruins will take it over. Pasternak coming ahead. Geekie just onside, but Pasternak lost it coming in across the blue line. Back into Boston territory and a little too far by Benson. It goes up over the end glass.
Decent penalty kill by the Bruins there. They were aided a couple times because the Sabres cleared it on themselves. Tried to send it back to the point. Hops over the stick of Dahlin. Thompson a little slow getting over to that far boards to corral a puck. That gets out. That's Kepke putting pressure on him in the neutral zone.
Kepke nearly ended up with a shorthanded scoring chance there. Dahlin able to get back and make the play. And look out. Over on the Buffalo bench, right off the drop of the puck. Puck came rocketing onto the bench, and it's like it caught Peyton Krebs. There's a little blood coming out of the nose. Was it Columbus who lost a player on the bench a few weeks ago?
Marchenko.
That's right.
Broke his jaw.
Bruins are going to get whistled for an icing here.
Broke his jaw. They expect him to be out for a while. There were stories that during the Four Nations break, he stayed in Columbus and worked out. And when they came back from break, he was playing. Scored a couple of goals right away. I know they're struggling to score now, but people were pretty impressed with him. They are very impressed with him.
Face off in the defensive zone here for Sacko. Pulled right back toward Korpisalo, who steered it away onto Zadorov. Now in the neutral ice. Sacko sends it left. Here's Lauko down the left wing circle. Skates it around behind the Buffalo net. They work it to Zadorov. High slot. His shot just wide to the left. Sacko on the left circle. Gets it back to Jokiharju. Off the near boards. Bushnadinov to Lauko. A shot, and Luukkonen made the save. Samuelson angles the puck off the far boards and helped out of the zone. Now Tuck trying to find it coming through neutral ice. Lauko able to sweep it away from him as he went sliding on his side. Tia Samuelson will bring back into the neutral zone. Carries to the Boston line, gets stood up there by Zadorov. Jokiharju to Zadorov. Terry loves one down just outside the blue line. Sacko whips it across to the right side for Husnudinov, who dumps it in and goes off in a chain. Terry in on the forecheck. Nearly took one away from Zucker right behind the net. Instead, it's Connor Clifton up the left wing. Puck into the Bruins zone. It's McLeod, challenged by Lohrei, forced him into the far corner. Sent back across ice now to Clifton at the right point. Angled in off the backboards and out in front. Zucker poking away at it at the side of the net. He's going to draw some attention after Korpisalo covered that.
Zucker's always going to do that. He's around it. He got himself a new contract. They traded. I mean, it was a pretty significant trade that they make, right? Cousins, who had scored 30 goals a couple years ago, goes to Ottawa, and Norris comes back the other way. He's not playing today either.
Yeah, missing his second straight game for undisclosed injury. We talked about him when we were in Ottawa last week. Just Ottawa really liked him, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Face off. And off the near boards. Brown got it to Kastelik. Chipped it deep into Buffalo territory. Beecher helped to free it up. Brown sends it behind the net. Kastelik in the far corner against Clifton. The puck comes again to Brown, and he tried to shoot from along the far wall, but it's redirected up over the glass.
That last shift you had Zacha centering Husnudinov and Lauko. I don't know if it was because the power play had just ended and Pastrnak had a long shift. Lindholm was killing the penalty. He was a little shaken up when he went to the bench. See if they get back to the normal lines.
Lindholm's going to come out here.
Lindholm between Geekie and Pastrnak.
Off the face-off, Pastrnak tried to play it back toward Peak at the point. It was taken away by Benson. He'll lead the Sabres attack, lifting one to the left side for McLeod. Peels off along the far boards, spins it back deep. Peak able to get in there against Benson and win that puck back.
Right between his legs to get it to the open man in front.
Was Lindholm to Pastrnak. Through neutral ice comes Lohrei. Now Geekie left circle. Got spun down against Byram. Byram will bring the Sabres out into neutral ice. Fires a pass ahead, and Zucker's in deep. Zucker to the near corner. And along the near side wall, ducks a hit coming from Geekie. Played back into neutral ice. Tage Thompson going to drag it back in across the Boston line. Trying to buy some time as some changes come on. Pass across the ice off the end of the stick of Samuelson, who's got it right corner. Back of the net, Greenway kept it moving around the far side. Dahlin at the point. Throws one back across. Ricocheted off the leg of Samuelson. He chased it down. Now Greenway. Send it toward Dahlin in the far corner. He takes a hit from Wotherspoon. Lohrei and Greenway got tangled up together. Puck comes back to Samuelson at the right point. Over to Thompson for a long one-timer. Save made. Korpisalo. Rebound sent to Geekie, and he'll clear it. Just missed Pastrnak at the neutral ice. It turns into an icing.
Geekie threw a hit. A couple guys didn't like it. So he was going by the bench. Got a little bump there. That was Greenway and Dahlin. Geekie was going for a change, but he'll have to stay after the icing.
12:59 remaining here in the second. Bruins up 2-1. All the scoring coming in the first period. Boy, can Tage Thompson bring it. That one-timer. Wotherspoon mentioned that during our intermission interview. Wotherspoon along the far side corner. Along with Lindholm now. Puck gets wrapped around near side. Held in deep by Power. Back to the blue line. Quinn sends it over to Byram. Byram finds some open ice. Right circle to Power. Blue one toward the front, but blocked up into the air. Played out of the zone, and here's Pasternak ahead. Pasternak in behind the defense. Goes to the forehand. Save made by Luukkonen, who will put it back in play.
Yeah, I got behind Power that time, did Pasternak. As soon as Power kind of flipped that puck in towards the middle of the ice in the offensive zone, Pasternak just takes off.
Middlestat will send Lettieri ahead. Lettieri on the left circle, tried to get it in front. Kepke crashing the doorstep, but it hit a skate. Sabres clear. With Zadorov retrieving back in his own zone. Dangerous pass across ice. Nearly picked off by Lafferty. Now in the neutral ice. Dump in by Lettieri. Clifton. Took the hit from Kepke to move the puck around the far side. Peak. Knocked down Mallenstein. Puck comes back their direction from the red line. Peak will dump in. Luukkonen stopped behind the net. Connor Clifton skates it up to his own blue line. Deals toward the right. Dumps into the Bruins zone. Mallenstein reversed it back around near side. Lauko waiting for it on the wall. Bounced off his stick. Dahlin takes away. Lauko wrestles him into the corner. Pushed up by Pete, and out of the zone it comes. Benson to McLeod, who will bring it back into the Boston zone. Dropped it for Benson. Back to McLeod. Back to the point. Now over to the near side for Dahlin. Samuelson, left point. McLeod out at the blue line. Pivots back toward the near side. Brings it down toward the circle. Poked at by Lauko. Couldn't get possession. Puck came behind the net to Zucker. Centering pass taken away by Zacha. And he'll lead it out of the zone for Lauko. He sends it deep, and the Bruins will get a full change here. 10:40 to go in the second. Dahlin fires a pass up ice for Thompson, just inside the Boston line. He's engaged against Jokiharju. Former teammates. Greenway and Jokiharju along the far wall. Byram now will chip it down into the left wing corner. Zadorov popped it off the boards, but taken away by Thompson, who backhanded one right through the crease. But the Bruins will skate it away. Beecher chasing Power back into the Sabres zone. Power from right in front of his netminder throws it all the way out toward the Boston blue line. Zadorov got it right back to Geekie, and deep it goes. Pastelik out of the near corner toward the back of the net. Trying to get it in front. Brought it back toward the near corner. Under pressure, gets it to Wotherspoon. His pass taken away at the blue line, and that too far for Thompson. And that'll be an icing here against Buffalo.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Just past the midway point of the second period. Bruins with a 1-goal lead. Head out on a 5-game road trip after this one. We'll start on Thursday night in Vegas.
Vegas has hit the skids here the last few games.
Yeah.
So Detroit last night, they lost the last 14 or 15 seconds. The game got tied against the Sabres. Buffalo tied it up.
Yeah.
I think it was Dahlin, I believe.
Dahlin scored that.
And then they won it in a shootout. Sabres did.
Chipped up into the air, batted down by Lettieri. And forced out of the zone by Tuck from the red line, dumps in toward Korpisalo. Sabres needed a change and get it. Wotherspoon from the near circle of his own zone. Bruins moving from right to left. Wotherspoon from the red line. Going to dump one in around the glass. On the far side boards, Brett Murray. Neutral ice comes Clifton. Goes off to the left wing side. Krebs pivots away from Kepke. On to Bryson. Sweeps it in behind the net. Orai puts a shoulder on Quinn in behind the Bruins net. They continue to battle toward the far corner. Pete comes to get involved as well. Now it's free to Krebs out near the blue line. And he keeps it in. Quinn this time up against Pete. Got it out in front, but came all the way through to the blue line. Clifton, left circle shot. And that one goes wide off the near wall. It's Bryson throws one to the net. That knocked down in front. Scramble for it, and Koepke pulls it out of the slot. Lifts it up the right side. Pasternak will be held at bay by Clifton at the Buffalo blue line. Back in come the Sabres. And a centering pass too far in front of Lafferty. Pasternak angling it up ice. Geeky diving, gets a piece of that. Was thinking breakaway instead. Had to just prevent an icing. Lafferty directed one toward the Boston zone, but chopped away there by Jokiharju. Zadorov and Jokiharju back here for the Bruins. 12 minutes have gone by here in this second period.
Yeah, 3 shots apiece here in this second period.
Haven't been many whistles either. As the puck angled off the far boards and into the Bruins zone with Zadorov coming back to get it. Shots are 11-10 for the game so far. 7:40 to go in the second. Zadorov trying to get it into the zone. Bounced off of Zucker. Sabres have it. Howard at the far circle with a rink-wide pass and finds McLeod up the right wing. Left it off for Benson. Benson peels it off the wall. They work it back for Byram. His shot blocked. Now McLeod moving through the high slot. Byram at the blue line. McLeod one-touched it along to the far side, and Power scores. What a shot from that left circle just under the crossbar, and Owen Power ties this game at 2.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go just under the bar, short side, with a blocker side at right shoulder of Korpisalo. But it's good puck movement in the offensive zone. They're going to go through the seam. It's D to D, then back through the seam to Power, who gets this shot right on the dot in the left wing side. And I mean, he just rips this top corner inside of the bar now, right? That bar.
Owen Power, career high 7th goal. First overall draft pick 4 years ago. So 2-2 our score, 7:10 to go here in the second. And Tuck will rip one around the Bruins zone with Jokiharju reversing it toward the near corner for Zadorov. Threw it through Tuck at the blue line, but that's going to go for an icing.
Yeah, he's got his partner over on the other side if he wants to reverse it back around the boards. I've taken the icing.
Some of what Joe Sacko talked about, about getting hemmed in their zone the other day is know where your outlets are, where you can go with that puck.
Well, he had an outlet on the, as his partner. Jokiharju was on the other side there, or at least behind the net. All the pressure from Buffalo is on the strong side. Hey, you got to make decisions quick out there sometimes, and sometimes there's the wrong ones, but you hope it doesn't come back to hurt you after an icing call.
Shot gets blocked in behind the net. Jokiharju to Koepke, and now to Lettieri, bringing through neutral ice, poked ahead by Middlestat. Lettieri able to knock it away from Samuelson toward the Buffalo net, but Buchanan just steers it off toward the far wall. Back into the neutral ice, tucked between the benches along the far side. With a bump from Lettieri. Samuelson along the near boards. They'll play it off the wall and into the Boston zone. Zadorov can't find the handle. Puck ball in his skates. Now he's got it. And we'll lift it back through neutral ice. And that one won't get far enough for an icing. Give the Bruins a chance to change. Here's Krebs back into the Boston zone. Peak denies a centering pass. Brown turns it back up ice. Beecher will carry it across the line. Lohrei left circle, threw one back in front. Just missed Beecher. Comes in behind the net, and Dahlin will settle it there for the Sabres. Under 6 minutes now to play in the period. Directed up into the air, comes bouncing down near corner. Lohrei with a long pass ahead. Beecher chases it down along the left wing side, comes around behind the net, wrapped it right out in front, and Kastelik was coming down the left circle, couldn't direct it home. Krebs whistles one off the boards in front of the Buffalo bench. Going right back up the other way for Pasternak, and his centering pass broken up by a back-checking Lafferty.
That's a good back check by Lafferty. That backhand pass intended over in the right wing circle. I think there was Geeky coming in there.
Pasternak just outside the Boston line, tapped one forward, but it's going to go too far, and another icing here with 5:17 to go in the period.
Fans of Video Bank is teaming up with Boston legend Patrice Bergeron again this season for Assists for Kids to donate $37,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. Get details now at videobank.com/Team Bergeron.
Mentioned the Bruins headed off on a 5-game roadie starting Thursday. Mark your calendar for the 1st of April when the Bruins return to TD Garden to take on the Washington Capitals at 7 p.m. Select tickets still available. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets and lock in your seat today. On the near side wall inside the Bruins zone. Geeky pulling it back behind his net. Witherspoon out of the far corner. Puck jumped up into the air. Bounced down far circle and a shot by Benson. Gobbled up by Korpisalo. And that'll bring a stoppage in play with 4:56 to go here in the second period. Buffalo Sabres have tied it at 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's time to start a healthy relationship with your money. With Navigant Credit Union, there are no hidden fees, great interest rates, and support that puts you first. Make the switch today. Navigant Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline, or a 2.99% APR on a 2025 CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5 thesportshub.com.
Fans, for every helper on a Bruins goal this season, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation donates another $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. So far tonight, the Bruins have 3 assists. That means $300 has been donated. Learn more about our Feeding the Puck for Families campaign at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. 4:56 to go here in the second period. And we are tied at 2. That was a run of over 9 minutes where the only stoppages in play were 1 goal and several icings.
Which means no commercial breaks.
Right. So that was our first break of the period, more than 15 minutes in. Shots are 6-2 in the period in favor of Buffalo, 13-10 for the game.
We mentioned they've gone back to those lines now. You had Sacko in between Pasternak and Geeky. Now Lindholm out here. Between, I believe it was Lauko. Yeah, Lauko's out there. Husseldinov.
Actually, Kastelik out there.
My bad. Okay.
Instead of Husseldinov, 2 centermen. Kastelik looked like he was headed back toward the bench after the drop here as Lauko moves it up ice. So Husseldinov now joins in his normal spot. But comes around toward the near board.
Lindholm just got his bell run by Thompson. He was going to the bench slowly. He was hurt. He was shaken up a little earlier in this period. Let's see if he caught a stick up high or a shoulder maybe.
Being looked at the end of the bench right now as the Bruins will get whistled for an offside here.
Lindholm was, during the PK, he got kind of shaken up for, it looked like he went to the bench slowly. I couldn't tell exactly what happened, but he's yelling at the ref. He's giving the referee an earful right now. Referee standing near the bench during this stoppage of play.
Garrett Rank, the referee, coming over, leaning over the boards.
Showing him, he said, gave me an elbow right in the corner. Did not get a replay yet of it. I'm sure Nesson's trying to find it.
Peak from the red line will chip it down the boards and in behind the Sabres net. Poked away from Power by Koepke, thrown out in front by Middlestat. Gets all the way through. And now Power going to bring it back through the neutral ice here for the Sabres. Off to the left side. Zucker chasing Pekin behind the Bruins net. Middlestat from the near circle. Turns away from Zucker. Pivots back in between the circles and deals a pass off the near boards to Koepke at the offensive side of the red line. He'll dump it in. Luukkonen out to play it. Into the far corner for Byram. Pass up through the middle here for McLeod. Cutting to the right wing side. He'll bring it down the circle. Got it back to Zucker. Top of the circle. A shot. Blocker save. Korpisalo. Rebound. Bounding around in front. Came back to the blue line. Kept alive by Bryson. But played into the corner. And Bruins will have it as the Sabres turn for a change. Middlestat kicked the pass into the middle. Right to Krebs. Clifton has his pass redirected into the Boston zone. Quinn along the right wing side. Brings it out toward the blue line. Challenged by Beecher. Can't force him out. Bryson's shot got blocked in front. Came back toward the near side. And it'll be Krebs. Shoved to the boards by Lettieri. Murray pushed up against the wall. Witherspoon will deal it up ice for Beecher. And deep into Buffalo territory it goes. We're under 3 minutes to play in the period. 2-2 game. Here's Beecher. Along the end wall, cuts out in front. Puck got away.
They gave him the lane to the net. It took him a half second to kind of figure it out that I've got this lane. I got to take it.
Castellic crashing in behind the net against Bryson to win the puck, but then got knocked to the ice himself. Quinn will dump in as he gets shouldered by Brown out at center ice. Kokiharju bringing the Bruins up. Pass ahead. Here's Sacko, left circle, stepping in. Luukkonen got a piece of it. Skimmed off the outside of the net.
Another good setup.
Here's Zadorov now, stepping in from the blue line. Took the shot. That one knocked aside as well. Samuelson will take in behind the net to the far circle. Allenstein couldn't chip it out. Zock out of the blue line, lost it. And it'll be Dahlin racing forward here for Buffalo. Left circle, his shot around Zadorov. Save made by Korpisalo. And then with Mallenstein right on the doorstep, he holds it. Everyone gathers back in again as Zadorov and Dahlin were exchanging pleasantries in that far corner as well. We'll take a break here with 1:57 to go in the second of a 2-2 game on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2025 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
At Ocean State Job Lot, we understand that many dog and cat owners purchase food and other pet supplies online. It ships for free. Really? Then why does a $50 bag of premium dog food sell for $30 at Ocean State Job Lot? If you don't know who's paying for the shipping, it's probably you. At Ocean State Job Lot, we sell a wide variety of premium dog and cat foods for 30 to 60% less. We offer the quality products you want for your pets at prices that you want for yourselves.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
Fans, the Pro Shop powered by 47 is your go-to for all of your black and gold gear. Shop the latest products like jerseys, name and number tees, hats, and more. Visit the Hub on Causeway. Grab your merch or shop online at bostonproshop.com. Tie game 2-2, Bruins and Sabres. 1:57 to go here in the second period at TD Garden on this St. Patrick's Day. Lots of green mixed into the black and gold in the stands tonight.
It's been a weekend of green around the city. Saturday was crazy. Yesterday, of course, the parade down in Southeast. So
Did you make it down there? Chance in front. Knocked away by Corpusalo.
I did not. We stayed away from Southie, but we enjoyed ourselves yesterday.
Nice 3-day holiday weekend here in Boston this St. Patrick's Day. Puck floated toward
for
the
those
blue
that had
line
to work
here.
today. I'm not talking about us.
Traffic was
not talking about us.
Traffic was awfully light getting in here
I
this
figured
afternoon.
it would be, yeah.
Zadorov from the red line will chip it deep. Luukkonen into the far corner. Power will keep it moving. Greenway got it into the middle here. McLeod brings through neutral ice. Across the Boston line, cutting to the right wing circle. Usnadinov rides into the boards, helps free the puck up. Pasternak bringing it back through center. Knocked into the Buffalo zone. Samuelson. Spin away from Pasternak. Played in behind the net. Zacha takeaway. Pasternak stuffer along the near post, and Luukkonen got there to make the save. Sabres break out with a pass to the right side here to Benson. Just inside the Boston zone. Off the near boards for Zucker. Knocked away. And it's Peak jumping up. Peak and Geekie coming ahead. Peak left circle. Tried to shoot, and Zucker disrupted that from behind.
Got back. Peak will look to pass. He was maybe going to make that pass over to the right side to Geekie. Good play by Zacha in the defensive zone to just free Peak to get moving up the ice on that 2-on-1, but can't convert. Just waited a little too long.
25 seconds to go in the period. Geekie will float one in toward Luukkonen. Bruins change up. Clifton gets it from Bryson. And across the line comes Quinn. He goes down, and they're going to call that a penalty. Mitchell came over to make the play defensively, but he's going to go off here for tripping. He argues.
A little bit of a late call, wasn't it? Quinn tried to go between he went to triangle, right? He tried to go between the stick blade and the skate to get that shot away, as he had good speed coming down the left wing side. I thought Mitchell played him pretty well. As he tries to draw that puck in between the stick blade, Mitchell reaches in. He pokes the puck away, but in doing so, he gets the right skate of Quinn. And then as Quinn went sliding into the boards, he looked right at the referee. That's when the arm went up.
Mitchell, as you said, got the puck first.
That doesn't always matter anymore, but you could argue that one, as Joe Sacko is doing right now.
And Mitchell did as well. 7.5 seconds left in the period. Buffalo goes to the power play. And he scored a power play goal back in the first. Zadorov trying to eat this one along the wall, and will long enough to get us to the end of the second period. But it'll be 1:53 of power play time for Buffalo when the third period gets underway. We'll be back to recap the first 40 minutes coming up. You're on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline, or a 2.99% APR on a 2025 CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Fred runs his own landscaping business.
Yeah, with my two brothers.
They take their business very seriously.
Sure do.
Fred traded up to commercial auto insurance from Geico for serious customized coverage that grows as his business does, all for seriously low rates.
All right, so when's it gonna happen? You know, the big Geico surprise.
I'm sorry?
Some hair metal band. Are they gonna jump out of those bushes?
No, this is a serious Geico ad.
That pyro was pretty cool, though.
Get more with Geico Commercial Insurance. Trade up today at geico.com/commercial.
When you're in HR, it can feel like nothing is easy. From payroll to PTO, from onboarding to benefits, and everything in between. It's a constant juggle of tasks, systems, and spreadsheets. But your HR software? That's the easy part. Meet Bamboo HR. Trusted by over 34,000 companies, it handles all your HR tasks, payroll, benefits, and time tracking, so your team and your company can grow as fast as, well, Bamboo. And Bamboo HR software is actually easy to use. One simple system that pulls all your people data together in one place, so you can ditch scattered systems and wasted hours on tasks that should only take minutes. Because when HR is easier, you can focus on what matters most, your people. HR is hard. Bamboo HR is easy. Ready to simplify all your HR tasks? For a limited time, get a $100 Visa gift card when you complete a free demo at bamboohr.com/gift card. Again, that's bamboohr.com/gift card. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
4:52 to go here in the first. And a long pass finds Geekie behind the defense. Geekie scores! Able to fight off the back check, went to the forehand, and gives the Bruins the lead. Morgan Geekie's goal set up by Parker Wotherspoon is our amazing play presented by Timberline Construction, providing truly exceptional service in construction management, pre-construction, design, build, and due diligence support. Learn more at timberlineconstruction.com. Timberline Construction, exceptional, no exceptions. That gave the Bruins a 2-1 lead in the first period. In the second period, Owen Power able to get things tied up for Buffalo, and that's where we are right now, 2-2 at the end of 40 minutes, and what's been a pretty tight game all the way around here. Just 28 total shots on goal through 2 periods of play.
Yeah, and it's a line, I mean, Zacha, Pastrnak, and Geekie have been, you know, real good for the Bruins here throughout most of this game. Got broken up for a couple shifts there after a penalty in that second period, but they've been together most of this game, and you know, they've contributed to 2 goals, right? Geekie on the breakaway and Zacha from Geekie and Pastrnak. Pastrnak had a breakaway, you know, so the Bruins, that line, they've been dependent on them. They will be dependent on them for offense. Not a lot of shots generated by the Bruins in that period. Some of the ones they had, though, were high danger. I mean, Peake had a 2-on-1. He wasn't able to get the shot away because he waited a little bit too long. He thought about trying to make the pass over to Geekie, and Zucker just kept coming on the back check. A nice back check to disrupt that shot. But Pastrnak got behind, ironically, he got behind Power. You know, Power wristed a puck towards the net, is blocked by the Bruins, right up the ice to Pastrnak, which he does all the time. If it's a weak shot towards the net, or even if it's a harder shot towards the net, he might just take off right up the middle. And if the Bruins block that shot, they know he's gone up the middle. And he had that breakaway. He's bothered a little bit on the back check. Tried to go look like 5-hole possibly on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, but stopped there. But Power ends up coming back and getting the perfect shot from the left wing side. I mean, he's right on the dot, and he just rips this. You know, there's some shots that you're just, you know, you can say, oh, well, the goalie should have had that. Not that one. I mean, that's a bomb. It was perfect. It's just under the bar. It's just perfectly placed, and it wasn't like, to me at least, from my eye, it didn't look like Korpisalo was cheating on it. It looked like he got over and just got beaten.
Right.
But it was a pass that was through the seam over to him where he was open. They activate those defensemen quite a bit. They got guys on the back end. Dahlin's second leading scorer on the team. They're gonna activate quite a bit. So it's been a physical game, Ryan. I mean, the first period you go back and you get Zadorov with a big hit on Thompson. That's their best player. And then he drops the gloves with Greenway. All of a sudden, the Bruins get, I'm not going to say life, but they get some results from it.
Right.
And it's things like that can give your bench a jump, especially when you're coming off a game like you were coming off of against the Tampa Bay Lightning. You're looking for that kind of spark. Brown threw a big hit in behind the net, and it leads to a power play for the Bruins in the first period. I would love to have seen the Bruins convert 5-on-3, or at least 5-on-4. They did have a couple chances, but not as many as they probably could have generated or would have liked to have generated.
Yeah, you mentioned, Zadorov and Greenway ended up dropping the gloves in that. It feels like Tage Thompson's been kind of looking for revenge throughout the course of the rest of this game, too.
Yeah, he kind of went after Pastrnak. Not a hard hit, not a dirty hit, nothing like that. Just, got in his way, got in his face, and, then got in Korpisalo's face a little bit. But he's a big guy. We mentioned the three of those guys, 6'6", 6'6", and 6'4". Talking about Greenway, Thompson, and Tuck. And, that they consist of a line, and they've got to use their size. And, if Buffalo's been called out this year at certain times, they're not going to make the playoffs again. They need leadership. And where's that leadership coming from? Dahlin should provide some of it based on his status right now, but it's got to come from Thompson and Tuck and guys like that. And I think that they're capable of that, and they've been trying to show that here recently. Now, has it come up with the results? Sometimes it has, but at least if you're gonna go down out of the playoffs, you're gonna go down with a fight. It's not gonna be just, we're done and we're just gonna pack our bags and be ready to go home. You got to build something for next year in that locker room, so that when next year starts, it's all business. Lindy Ruff's he knows what he can kind of count on and what he's got to improve in.
Well, we played that soundbite from Lindy Ruff in our pregame show tonight, basically talking about guys playing for each other, not sticking up for each other on the ice. When a guy makes a mistake, bailing him out, making a defensive play to keep the puck out of the net. He said that's the culture that he's trying to build something on in Buffalo. Well, the Bruins and the Sabres tied at 2. Buffalo will have 1:53 of power play time to open up the third period. Time now for our Music of the Game, brought to you by live at TD Garden September 16th with special guest The Wallflowers. Get tickets now at livenation.com. We're going to check the Sports Hub headlines next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
WIC is a supplemental nutrition program that plays a crucial role in improving the health and well-being of children by providing families access to healthy foods, nutritional education, and other essential support services. WIC programs help improve the long-term health outcomes of mothers and children by ensuring all eligible families, regardless of immigration status, have access to cost-free nutrition resources they need to thrive. If you or someone you know could benefit from WIC, visit health.ri.gov/WIC or reach out to your local WIC office to learn more about eligibility and how to apply.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, taking a look at the NHL scoreboard after 2 periods. Tampa Bay leads Philadelphia 1-0. The New Jersey Devils have a 2-0 lead over Columbus midway through the second period.
Toronto leads Calgary 2-1, and after one period, Kings, they have a 1-0 lead over the Minnesota Wild. Plenty of NFL news. Derek Stingley, he signed a 3-year, $90 million extension with Houston. The Bengals, they've reached extensions with both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and Super Bowl winning tackle Lane Johnson. He got a big extension with the Eagles with an extra $8 million next season. Celtics, they'll take on Brooklyn tomorrow. Jaylen Brown ruled out for the game. 76ers, Paul George will be shut down for the remainder of the season. And the Red Sox defeated the Braves today 2-1. The MLB season begins tomorrow at 6 a.m. from Japan when the Dodgers take on the Chicago Cubs. The 50-50 raffle presented by DraftKings, currently benefiting the Boston Bruins Foundation and Collins Joy Project, an organization that creates joy for children and families through the enhancement of play spaces and funding of family-focused programming. To support the Boston Bruins Foundation, Collins Joy Project, and enter for a chance to win half of the jackpot, visit bostonbruins.com/5050 to purchase tickets. The winner of the 50-50 raffle will be announced during the third period of tonight's game. I'm Joe Murray. Third period's next on the 98.5, the Sports of Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, a 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline, or a 2.99% APR on a 2025 CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
WIC is a supplemental nutrition program that plays a crucial role in improving the health and well-being of children by providing families access to healthy foods, nutritional education, and other essential support services. WIC programs help improve the long-term health outcomes of mothers and children by ensuring all eligible families, regardless of immigration status, have access to cost-free nutrition resources they need to thrive. If you or someone you know could benefit from WIC, visit health.ri.gov/WIC or reach out to your local WIC office to learn more about eligibility and how to apply.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Fred runs his own landscaping business.
Yeah, with my two brothers.
They take their business very seriously.
Sure do.
Fred traded up to commercial auto insurance from Geico for serious customized coverage that grows as his business does, all for seriously low rates.
All right, so when's it gonna happen? You know, the big Geico surprise.
I'm sorry?
Some hair metal band. Are they gonna jump out of those bushes?
No, this is a serious Geico ad.
That pyro was pretty cool, though.
Get more with Geico Commercial Insurance. Trade up today at geico.com/commercial.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HT Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Station. This is a black and gold flashback.
4 seconds remaining. He's just going to eat the puck along the boards. sports, and this baby is final. How about a St. Patrick's Day shutout here at Tampa Bay? The Boston Bruins win it 3-0 over the Lightning, and they are now only 2 points behind the division leaders, and they've got a game in hand on Tampa.
Tonight's Black and Gold flashback taking us back to this date, St. Patrick's Day 2018, as Tuukka Rask pitched a shutout, 23 saves to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-0 for his 30th win of the season, in turn becoming the first Boston goaltender with 5 30-win campaigns. As we head to the third period here tonight at TD Garden, Bruins and Sabres are tied at 2. Buffalo grabbed the 1-0 lead on a Peyton Krebs power play goal early in the first period, but the Bruins came back and took the lead with back-to-back goals from Pavel Zacha, his 14th of the year, from Geekie and Pasternak at 13 minutes, and then Geekie on a breakaway set up by Parker Wotherspoon, Geekie's 23rd of the season at 15-13. Bruins led it 2-1 after one. Owen Power at 12:48 of the second from McLeod and Byram to even things up for Buffalo, who will start the third period with a minute 53 of power play time as he and Mitchell's in the box for tripping.
Yeah, long conversation with Joe Sacko and one of the referees talking. You could see him, making the stick motion and poking the puck away. And don't know if he was satisfied with the explanation or not, but he'll be shorthanded to start this period.
Bruins will defend to our left and shoot to our right here in the third. Shots through 2 periods, 16-12 in favor of the Sabres, who had a 9-4 edge in the second period. Puck forced into the Buffalo zone here, and Zacha trying to move it toward the net, but swept into the corner instead. Tage Thompson. David for McLeod, drops it back off. Thompson gaining steam, coming out across his own blue line through the neutral zone. Pass off to the right side. Tuck throws one to the net. Blocker stop. Zucker to Dahlin, back to Zucker. On the left circle, Thompson. Deals back to Dahlin. Moves it along for McLeod, right circle. Center blue line, Dahlin threw it to the net. Tuck was standing alongside the crease, tried to redirect it. Ended up going wide. Bruins get it cleared. 1:07 left on, the penalty to Mitchell. Dahlin skates it out to his own blue line. Gives back to Thompson. No pass off left side for McLeod. Corrals it and gets it to Zucker. Just inside the Boston zone. McLeod in the corner. Now tangled up in traffic. It'll come back to Dahlin at the left point. Moves it along for Tuck. Right back to Dahlin. Center blue line to Thompson. Left circle. Takes the shot, and the save made by Korpisalo, sliding outside the paint to corral that and hangs on.
You got Tage Thompson. It's, 9, I think, shot attempts. Another one on net for him. He's just a fixture in that left wing circle, but he's also capable of human highlight film every time he steps on the ice. He's kind of got a long reach, really skilled. And it's funny, I mean, his father, Brent, was a big guy as well, but he wasn't that type of player. He'd stand in front of the net and cross-check you. But he wasn't a guy that, he was a defenseman, and he was actually captain of the Providence Bruins for a short bit. But he was a tough, hard-nosed guy that played NHL and American Hockey League. And
Zacha takeaway here shorthanded in the Buffalo zone, able to force that puck in behind the net. Now the Sabres will move it up ice.
We had Brent on was it last year or 2 years ago that we had him on?
The hockey show?
Yeah, on the hockey show, talking about his son because he was having such a phenomenal year. And he had another son that was playing at the same time, right? I think he was playing in Jersey at the time.
Tage Thompson, I think that was 2 years ago. He had 94 points, including 47 goals 2 seasons ago.
Brent, and I don't know if it's still the case, he was coaching down in the American Hockey League last time we touched base with him.
Mitchell out of the box. Will play it into the Buffalo zone and head off on a change here with 2:10 gone by in this third period. Tie game. Through neutral ice. Lafferty lost it. Pasternak trying to move it to Geekie coming into the middle. Middlestat swiveled it through the slot as well. But onto the far boards. Warren took a hit.
Caught up. I don't know if he caught a stick up high. He's going to the bench holding his chin.
Up deep into Boston territory.
Bruins weren't happy about the Lindholm getting caught up high.
Yeah, he was complaining about taking an elbow from Thompson back in that second period. Lorais headed up the tunnel. Thompson along the far boards, pressured by Wotherspoon. They'll spin it around the near side. And it's Jokiharju. Lost it to Tuck. Tuck with a shot straight on. Picked away by Jonas Korpisalo. Geekie coming back through the neutral ice. Back checking with Greenway. Now Pasternak gets it in across the Buffalo line. The Bruins changing behind the play here. Swept in behind the Sabres net. 3:15 gone in the third period. Thompson will tip one deep into Boston territory, and he'll head off on a change. Bruins moving left to right. Pete skates out to his own blue line, and just shy of the red line, dumped it in, goes around the far boards. Brown able to play it back toward the middle. The Sabres come forward. Dahlin deals a pass off to the left side from McLeod. Threw it in front. Knocked away from Dahlin, who was coming toward the front of the net. Off the near wall. At the blue line, it's Samuelson to hold it in. Away from McLeod and lifted up and out of the zone. And Dahlin will skate back to get it very slowly, and it makes it far enough for an icing.
Yeah, it's hockey season. The perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
And Nesson just showing the replay of that hit on Lori by Mallenstein, and it did look like the stick got up, shaft of the stick got up and caught him in the face. Face off in the defensive zone here for Kastelik, wins it. He lobs it out into the neutral zone. Byram trying to find it in his skates. Brown able to poke it into the Buffalo end. And now he and Power in the far corner. Buck squirts in behind the net. Near side, Lindholm will get to it first. Able to protect it with his body. Rim it around the far side for Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon walks it down the left circle, in behind the net. Brings it around to the near corner. Still looking out in front. Wotherspoon will pass it down to the corner. Lauko drags it back up toward the top of the face-off circle. Plays off the end wall. Off the side of the net as Lindholm was trying to get to it. Instead, now Byram brings the Sabres back. Murray into the Boston zone. Chasing in behind the net. Bryson, 1-times-1 from the center of the blue line, up high, about eye level, and Korpisalo gloves it, hangs on to it.
Pretty routine save for him. Bruins had that possession in the zone that time, you know, and Wotherspoon, I mean, they lay off of him, he holds on to it, goes around the net, he's in the right wing circle, he's going to give it to Lauko. I know Lauko's at the end of a shift, but, you know, to see him maybe hold on to it for an extra second, keep some possession in that offensive end, and instead, Sabres get it and come back the other way.
Lauko in his 5th game back with the Bruins after that trade. Points in a couple straight coming into this one. Face off, near circle down to our left. Yeah, Kastelik wins it.
Pretty standard with the Kusnadinov. And, you know, Kastelik will go to the bench after getting possession and finishing a hit.
Yeah, finish a hit on Mallenstein on his way there, right in front of the Bruins bench. Convenient. Make the hit, jump right onto the bench. Clifton plays it deep into the Boston zone. Beecher's broken a stick. He's headed back to get a new one. He'll jump onto the bench now as scrambled.
Oh.
Korpisalo.
Peak might have saved one there.
Here's Lafferty. Headed back to Clifton at the point. Clifton shot blocked off of Peak. Lafferty chases it back toward the blue line and has it knocked out of the zone by Kusnadinov. Five and a half minutes plus gone by here in the third period of a 2-2 game. Tuck trying to get it to Thompson. It kicked on instead of Greenway. He lost it to the blue line. Bruins try to take advantage.
Four-man rush.
Kepke on the right wing side. Coming down the circle. Samuelson angles him toward the corner. It'll come back toward Jokiharju. To Zadorov, center of the blue line. He plays it into the right corner. Middlestat at the back of the net. Middlestat got it out in front off of Geekie and covered up at the side of the crease by Luukkonen. Got 13:58 to go here in regulation. 2-2 our score on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2025 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
WIC is a supplemental nutrition program that plays a crucial role in improving the health and well-being of children by providing families access to healthy foods, nutritional education, and other essential support services. WIC programs help improve the long-term health outcomes of mothers and children by ensuring all eligible families, regardless of immigration status, have access to cost-free nutrition resources they need to thrive. If you or someone you know could benefit from WIC, visit health.ri.gov/WIC or reach out to your local WIC office to learn more about eligibility and how to apply.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
13:58 to go here in the third period. Bruins and Sabres tied at 2. Third out of the 4 meetings of the year between these two teams. Bruins will make another visit to Buffalo coming up on April the 6th. So a face-off coming up in the offensive zone here for Geekie. Stands in against Ryan McLeod for the draw. Near circle down to our right. Off the face-off. Geekie got it back to Peak. Over to Lorai, who's back on after needing some medical attention a few minutes ago. Zaka off a centering pass, had it knocked away. Out to neutral ice. Zaka able to regain it, though. Back into the Boston zone with it for Lorai. Behind the net, McLeod took away. Benson angled back toward Power at the right point. Byram now. Lennis get away from Pasternak, lost possession. Clearing effort by Geekie. Pasternak will play it deep. Luukkonen stops it behind the net and hands off for Byram. Around the far boards. It comes to Zadorov. He sent it toward the slot. Picked off
hustle
there.
back. Make sure it's not an odd man rush. Geekie does just that.
Cloud hands off for Zucker. Backhands one through the slot into the far corner. Zadorov wrestling Benson into the corner. Dahlino on the far wall will play it back in deep. Zucker at the back of the net. Got it to Benson coming out in front, but Geekie made the play on him. Took the stick out right out of his hands. Broke it.
Yeah. See that called sometimes, do we not?
Yes, we do.
I think it just got wedged in there, though. I don't think it was a chop.
Terry will lift one toward the Buffalo blue line. It held up, and Middlestat is in offside. Bruins tag up here. Aline with a pass off to the right side for Krebs. Middlestat able to knock that free before they got out of the zone. And now Lettieri and Dahlin get tangled up. Lettieri going down. Crowd looking for a penalty. Doesn't get one. Went back through the slot in the Bruins zone. Here's Samuelson into the corner. Centering pass looking for Murray on the doorstep, but knocked away. And Middlestat will bring the Bruins back out toward his own blue line. Now backs off. Wotherspoon carries up to the red line, lifts it over the head of a leaping Bryson. Down the far boards, Mallenstein tapped it out to the blue line, and through neutral ice come the Sabres. Down the right circle, Lafferty a shot, long rebound out in front, and Korpisalo diving back to his right to keep that puck out.
First shot comes in from the right side, big rebound out the other way. He's diving back to his right as Korpisalo. Peak is there as well. One of them got in front of that shot.
Usmadinov over to Lorai for a drive from the blue line, and that one is taken by Luukkonen, no rebound.
Not sure which one, but what a save. Must have been Korpisalo. I mean, he sprawls to his right. First shot gets taken, and so Peak is right there. Korpisalo, desperation, reaches with right arm onto his right side. Clifton had the rebound. I think if Cliffy takes that shot, maybe short side, he's got some net to shoot at, but he's not stopping it, and it's just coming right at him. He's got to alter his body. He's a right shot on the left side as that puck is rebounding out to him to get that shot away. But
Huge one for Korpisalo.
Not giving up on it, that's for sure.
Here's Tage Thompson from the top of the right circle. Zadorov blocks his shot. And Nikita a little slow to get up. Puck will come back in his direction. Pass up ice here for Zacha. Zacha coming through the neutral zone.
He's eaten a couple pucks today. He's talking about Zadorov. Played a good game. He's played pretty well. You know, I mean, once he's really gotten himself kind of figured out, system, game, and situations, and you know, they just it's been with the injuries they've had. He's been a valuable part of the defense. I know that the Bruins have struggled in that area, but he's playing way up or higher up in the lineup than he.
And he and Jokiharju have made a decent pair here in their short time together. Mitchell plays off the far boards and gets out of the zone. It'll come through neutral ice, and Buchanan going to come out and play it. And Beecher took a tumble into the near corner. Gets up all right. He was on his horse in pursuit of that puck, which will angle back his way. And now he's chasing it down the near corner again against Dahlin. Able to keep it tangled up as Brown and Kastelik come to get involved in the play as well. Beecher backhanded one toward the slot, but Zucker was there to take away. Samuelson pushed it up ice to McLeod. Tried to get it back to Samuelson. He got turned off of it. And Lorei will start the Bruins out. Up in from the red line by Lorei. Buchanan slowed it up. Dahlin reversed it back to Samuelson. The near side, Jokiharju able to take one away from Murray in a wide angle shot. Buchanan up against the near post. Middlestat from the right circle. Sends it off to Zadorov, and his shot just wide on the glove side.
May have caught him a little bit of the outside of the post there. He's had a couple good looks, Zadorov, in this game. I'm just talking about him. And
Middlestat gets it back in. Here's Lettieri coming down the right circle, but gets sandwiched between a couple of Sabres. Jokiharju at the point. Throws one in front. Off a leg of Clifton. Middlestat, nice job, took it away from Krebs, who was headed out of the zone instead. It's Koepke at the right circle. Toward the back of the net. Bryson gets a piece of that. Sabres will get it cleared this time. Lobbed out of the zone by Quinn. 9:07 to play. 2-2 our score.
Bruins having one of their better pushes of this game right now. A couple good shifts. That was a good shift right there and a nice chance.
Husnudinov against Byram. Husnudinov with a steal and a centering pass. Lauko was on the doorstep, but Clifton knocked it away.
Extra step to the middle shot. Might draw Clifton to you.
Wotherspoon hit hard along the end boards behind the Bruins net by Mallenstein. Puck came back toward Mallenstein. Wotherspoon going into the far corner, returns the favor. On the back of the net, Mitchell battling for possession. It'll come back to Byram at the near point. Over to Power. His pass blocked by Husnudinov, along the back of the net. It'll come back toward that far side. Husnudinov and Power collide along the far boards. Power kicks it down toward the corner, goes and gets it himself. Pivots away from Elias Lindholm. Dealt it back off, deflected. It comes to Lafferty. Long shot in and out of Korpisalo's glove. Bruins will clear it, and we'll get a change here with 8 minutes to go in the period. And Greenway to Thompson, right back in on the attack come the Sabres. A centering pass, and that was taken away by Lauko, and he will send it down into Buffalo's territory. Peak. Little step in front of Tuck. Here the Boston blue line. Geekie gives to Lorei, directed into the Buffalo zone by Pasternak. Dahlin is there. Dahlin hammers it around the near boards. Tuck in the neutral ice. Benson cutting across the Boston line. Knocked to a knee by Jokiharju. Free puck off the near boards from McLeod. Taken away by Geekie. He'll bring the Bruins up ice and softly chip into the right corner. So they needed some changes. 7:10 to go in regulation. Clifton sweeps a pass up the left side for Zucker. Deep into the near corner. Zadorov sends it back to Jokiharju and out. Foot race up ice. Clifton with Beecher bearing down on him. Far circle. Clifton gets there first and wraps it around the near boards. All the way out to the red line. Benson carries across the Boston line. Poked at by Brown along the near wall. Zucker. Kastelik there as well. Kastelik sweeps it out with the backhand. And Line will head off in a change here with 6:35 to play. Owen Byram. Mark circle of his own zone. Pass up the right side, directed in by Brett Murray. He's playing his first NHL game of the season. Had a good year down in Rochester in the American League. Power sweeps it back in behind the net. 23 goals. On the far side, digging for it, Middlestat. Came back to the point. Here's Byram stepping in left circle, threw one in front, blocked off toward the far side. Wheeled back out toward the blue line. Byram played off to the right side for Power. Back toward the far circle, and Middlestat took one away. Lifted up into the air. It'll be gloved down at the blue line by Quinn. One back in behind the net. Wotherspoon to the near circle. Pivots away. 5.5 to go. Bob through neutral ice, and a bouncing puck will come in toward Luukkonen. Shovels it aside, but Lauko took it away and got it in front. Pushnadinov got bumped off it. Here's a chance for Lindholm, and a diving stop by Luukkonen. Bruins with a big opportunity, but can't grab the lead. 5:13 to go here in the third period. A 2-2 game on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You can shop during this ad by saying, Alexa, add to cart. You are bountiful. Nature's Bounty hair, skin, and nails fruit pectin gummies with collagen and biotin, plus antioxidant CNE, help you shine from the inside out. To add Nature's Bounty hair, skin, and nails gummies with collagen and biotin to your cart, just say, Alexa, add to cart. That's Alexa, add to cart.
Blink and get more. More what, you ask? More value with smart home security at an even smarter price. More simplicity with easy install. More convenience with up to 2 years of battery life. And more connection so you can check in from anywhere. Hi, Boomer. Who's a good boy? The best part? With Blink Smart Home Security, you'll get all this without spending more. So blink and get more. To learn more, visit Amazon.com/blink.
Trip Planner by Expedia. You were made to have strong opinions about sand. We were made to help you and your friends find a place on the beach with a pool and a marina and a waterfall and a soaking tub. Expedia, made to travel.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2025 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
5:13 left here in the third period. It's a 2-2 game between the Bruins and Sabres as we head down the stretch.
Fans, Bruins Hockey is brought to you by Timberline Construction, providing truly exceptional service in construction management, pre-construction, design, build, and due diligence support. Learn more at timberlineconstruction.com. Timberline Construction, exceptional, no exceptions.
Geekie will take the face-off in the offensive zone here. Pasternak and Zacha join him up front. Lorai and Peak waiting at the ready at the point. As we wait for the drop of the puck, McLeod goes over to talk with Zucker before they drop the puck. Now gets back in to take the draw and gets kicked out of the face-off circle. So Zucker will stand in his place. Off the draw, Samuelson kicking at it. It'll be steered across the ice. Benson dumped it in. Around the near boards, McLeod got it around behind the net. Lorai tapped it along for Pasternak. Long pass up the left side, trying to get it to Geekie. Dahlin disrupted that. Geekie got it just inside the line, took a big hit, but handed off to Pasternak. Taken back, though, by Benson. And he'll bring the Sabres back up ice. Geekie knocks away a pass, and Pasternak's headed the other way. Up the left side, Pasternak tried a shot, blocked by Power, and the puck got tangled with him and ended up going wide of the net. 4:35 to go as a pass up ice kicks into the Bruins zone by Byram. Bruins will get a chance to clear here with Jokiharju, now pressured by Greenway. Over to Zadorov, up the left side, tipped deep by Lindholm. Byram in the near corner. 4:15 left. Tuck, neutral ice. Usnadinov. To Lauko and off the near boards and into the attack zone. The Byram is there. Power pushed it up the far wall. Zadorov hustling over to keep it in and does. Gets it to the back of the net. Lindholm had it taken away by Byram, though, and an outlet pass comes to Tuck, and he will lift it into the Boston zone. Settled behind the net by Korpisalo. Gives into the far corner for Zadorov. Tuck goes crashing in there to win it.
A little slow with the handoff there, though.
Centering pass taken away by Elias Lindholm. And he'll send it softly into neutral ice. Picked off by Tuck, and back it comes. Kozak down the left wing circle. Forced wide of the net. Shot hit the outside of the net as Mitchell got over to make the play. Now thrown back to the net by Bryson from the blue line, and Korpisalo in traffic makes that save. And
a couple mistakes made there, right? A little handoff between Korpisalo and he was trying to move the puck over into the corner to his defenseman Zadorov, and it was a little slow. Forecheck for Buffalo established. Now the Bruins get it out of the zone, try that soft flip as they want to get a line change. That's knocked down by Power, and they're coming right back the other way. Leads to this chance.
3:28 to go in regulation. It's a 2-2 game on the 98.5 The Sports Up Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You can shop during this ad by saying, Alexa, add to cart. You are bountiful. Nature's Bounty hair, skin, and nails fruit pectin gummies with collagen and biotin, plus antioxidants C and E, help you shine from the inside out. To add Nature's Bounty hair, skin, and nails gummies with collagen and biotin to your cart, just say, Alexa, add to cart. That's Alexa, add to cart.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportsup.com.
Fans, WellPoint is proud to honor our hometown heroes all season long. This week we're honoring Officer Nestor Santos from the Springfield Police Department. To learn his story of sacrifice and resilience, and to nominate someone making a difference in your community, visit 985thesportsup.com/heroes today.
Got 3:28 left in regulation. Bruins and Sabres even at 2 goals apiece. And there'll be a face-off coming up in the Bruins' defensive zone. But before we get to that, you got a pane of glass that is loose down in the corner by the Zamboni tunnel. So the Bull Gang taking care of that.
Just come back to Zadorov for a second. We talked about him Saturday. He's plus 16 on a Bruins team that struggled this year. And the penalty minutes, they took a lot of penalties that he shouldn't have taken earlier in the season. Now he seems to be taking more penalties that are warranted and stepping up for a teammate or even stepping up for himself in that situation. You know, he's first there to jump in and defend somebody. Not first. There's a few guys like that. I mean, Paslick is in that mold and a few other guys. But he's been thrust into this situation without Hampus Lindholm on the left side, where him and Lohrei have to play a lot more minutes. He's going to play the defensive side of things. Not many of the offensive side of things. So Lohrei has his minuses have started to get inflated, and some of that's empty net goals. Zadorov's usually not going to be out there with an extra. Man, he'll be out there when you're defending. Lori probably won't be out there when you're defending a lead, and it's a 6-on-5 situation. So very different situations that they play in, very different games. But, you know, Zadorov, people were critical of him early, and rightfully so, but he's steadied his game for the most part.
And with all the turnover on this roster, it has felt like he wants to step up and be more of a leader on this team. I mean, in addition to obviously just the more minutes that he has to play in the situations, but wants that bigger role in the locker room as well. As Korpisalo will play it into the far corner. Chance up the middle here, taken away by McLeod. The chance for Zucker, a backhander, tipped up and over the net. Korpisalo down on his belly to get a piece of that. Samuelson at the near point. Gets it behind the net to Zucker. Around to the far side for McLeod. We're under 3 minutes to go. Tie game. Back to the point. Shot gets blocked off into the far corner. Lori along the end wall. They'll win it back. Beecher. Far side. Drags it out toward the blue line. Gets it ahead for Brown, who gets it deep into Buffalo territory. Bruins will change up. T.S. Samuelson in his own zone here for Buffalo. So we hit 2.5 minutes to go. Byram banned on a pass attempt and then retreats back behind his own net. From the far circle. Gives it to the near side for Samuelson. Tapped up ice by Tuck. Into the far corner of the Bruins zone. Zadorov hammers it up the wall. Pasternak, front of the Bruins bench, comes down the left wing side. Goes toward the far corner. Fights off a check. Throws it toward Geekie. Forced back into the corner by Power. Pasternak gets it back to Zadorov. Cross ice for Jokiharju with the right point. Back to Geekie, one times it toward the net, and Luukkonen scoops it up with a glove.
Yeah, Jokiharju could have just wristed that puck towards the net. He knows what line he's out there with. He's looking for the one-timer with either Geekie or Pasternak, and he gets it. Lori tried to go up the middle with that pass and got picked off. It ended up eventually got to the stick of Zucker, and Zucker had a backhand chance at that rebound. Another terrific save made by Korpisalo here in this period.
21 out of 23 tonight for Korpisalo, including, you said, a couple of terrific ones in the third.
That was on the backhand by Zucker on the rebound. He stayed with it with the left pad.
So an attack zone face-off for Casey Middlestat. Just under 2 minutes to play in a tie game. Puck in the far corner, battling for possession. It'll come free to Peyton Krebs through neutral ice. He carries it in across the line, gets ridden to the wall by Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon lifting it up ahead for Lindholm. Terry kept it moving forward, but Sabres have it back as we hit 90 seconds to play. It'll come deep into Boston territory. Korpisalo behind the net. Wotherspoon back through neutral ice. Middlestat gloved it down. Has it on his stick. Backhands deep. And he turns and heads off for a change with 1:18 to play. Connor Clifton in the Buffalo zone. Pass redirected into Boston territory, but sails over the end wall out of play.
Yeah, both goalies have played pretty well, but I think Korpisalo in this period has kind of distanced himself a little bit because he's had to make the more difficult of the saves, and he's made 2 or 3 of them. The Bruins have had a couple opportunities as well. I mean,
yeah.
In fact, Luukkonen made a really good save there before the last commercial break.
Arju's pass gets knocked away. Intended for Geekie. Dahlin a stick on that pass. Here's a loose one at center ice. Jokiharju off the far boards into the Buffalo zone, but Sabres have it back. 48 seconds to play in regulation. Puck behind the Bruins net. Korpisalo to Zadorov.
That's that handoff again. You know, those are taken for granted when they're done well. But when they're botched, they show up.
Byram will carry it down the left wing circle here for Buffalo. To the back of the net. Zadorov will get to it first in the far corner. Up the wall. Puck comes out into the neutral ice. Byram back in his own blue line here for the Sabres as we tick down to 20 seconds left. Power to Byram. Up the left side. Off the stick of Greenway into the Boston zone. Peak got it up into the air. Settled down Tuck, left circle. Peak able to get a stick on that. Still trying to find it, and they do with Middlestat. Final seconds ticking off, and Koepke on a 2-on-1, but won't be able to get a shot before the siren brings us to the end of regulation. And Tage Thompson gets in Koepke's face after the siren.
Realized, well, he kind of made a little move and softly put it in on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, so Thompson just coming over to take exception, I think. Like he realized it at the last second that the buzzer was going.
So we're headed to overtime at TD Garden, tied at 2. Here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
Overtime here at TD Garden. Bruins and Sabres even at 2 goals apiece. This will be the 16th overtime game of the season for the Bruins. They are 7-8 when they go beyond 60 minutes. For the Sabres, this will be their 14th. No, check that. Math skills is failing me as well. 12th of the year. They are 2-9 in games that go beyond regulation.
With all the new faces in the lineup right now, I'm just curious how they'll deploy some of these guys. This Hustadinov get a little chance, in overtime. I would imagine Joki Harju would probably play a little bit. You're going to start with Lohrei.
Lohrei joining Lindholm and
Middlestat play
for
at
this
all
opening faceoff.
in overtime? I would think so.
Yeah. McLeod, Tuck, and Dahlin for the Sabres.
Oh. Linesman making Dahlin go back to the circle. The Sabres are pointing at Lohrei moved. Why can't we move? Lindholm wins the draw. He goes off. Zaka and Pasternak will be your 2 forwards now.
Zaka's got it at his own blue line. Deals up the left side for Lohrei. Stepping down the left circle. Took a shot. Luukkonen in the save. And the rebound scooped up by Dahlin. Headed the other direction in a hurry. Dahlin dealt off to the left side for McLeod. Back for Dahlin. It went in on goal. And the save made by Korpisalo. Now Pasternak brings the Bruins back into neutral ice.
I think for Lohrei, he takes that little shot from the left wing side, and it's...
Tucker goes down just inside the line. Here's a chance for Tuck up ice on a 2-on-1. Tuck moving in right circle. Across to Dahlin, trying to get it back in front. Blocked by Lohrei. Chance in front. And somehow it doesn't go. Korpisalo's got it covered.
I don't know if Pasternak made the save there or not. Lohrei wanted to get off on a line change. Couldn't. Now he's the only guy back. It's a 2-on-1. Tuck has the puck on the right side. They tried to play give and go. Dahlin tried to give it back to Tuck. I think that puck hit the post. Pasternak was diving to get to it, but the chance from Tuck hit the post and stayed out. Yeah. And then it rolled right back under Korpisalo.
4:13 to go in overtime.
He had an open net there.
Yeah, he did. Bruins win the face-off in their own zone.
Korpisalo was trying to get over, and Pasternak was coming from behind to try to block it.
It's Lindholm, Middlestat, and Joki Harju, the 3-man unit here for the Bruins. They get in across the line. Lindholm will move it back out of the zone and back up toward his own blue line. As they reset, Jokiharju picks it up, brings it down the left side, all the way into the circle, into the corner. Pivots back and deals back toward the blue line for Middlestad, who will back out of the zone, and they'll reset again. Lindholm hops off. Geekie jumps on. Jokiharju goes off. Zadorov comes on. Here's Geekie on the left side, just inside the line. Gave it to Zadorov. In some traffic, got it loose.
Yeah, try to give it right back. Try to give it right back on the give and go. Geekie makes that pass, and he's trying to get separation.
Zadorov going to carry it in. Has some space down the right circle. A shot. Luukkonen the save. Zadorov tracked his own rebound, but now pushed out of the zone by Thompson. 2-on-1. Thompson got it across, and a chance for Krebs taken away. Korpisalo with the right pad save. Husnudinov to Zadorov, and back ahead they come. Floats one across ice. Geekie trying to get it to the front of the net. It was blocked.
Get back.
Power will lead the Bruins ahead. Thompson down the middle. Puck floated in front. Poke checked away by Korpisalo. Far corner and Power. Shoved by Geekie.
Geekie's exhausted. 2-on-1 though.
2:35 to go in overtime. Husnudinov brings up the right side. Warai down the middle. Got it across. Warai. Backhand, forehand. And the shot ends up going wide as Luukkonen stayed with him.
The net's off, but they're going to let it play because the Sabres have possession of the puck coming up the ice.
Tuck across the line. Off to the left side. Power couldn't settle it. Now does. Throws it out toward McLeod. Power now left circle, moving in front to his backhand. Couldn't get off a shot. Husnudinov diving to try to make a play. And McLeod tripped over his fallen stick. And they're going to call that a penalty.
Husnudinov got knocked down just before that. He got knocked to the ice in front of the net. Should have been an interference call there. Instead, they missed that. They called the trip.
Pasternak's laying into referee Kyle Raymond. So Husnudinov off with 2:09 to go here in overtime.
A couple good chances both ways. Zadorov had a chance. Warai had a chance. And the Buffalo Sabres with a couple great opportunities as well. Krebs stopped by the right pad of Korpisalo. Now we're going to have a timeout. Been an entertaining overtime. Some of these overtimes just kind of, well, let's get it back to the neutral zone. We'll regroup. I mean, Pasternak's still over talking to the referee about this, the way that sequence was handled.
So Buffalo will have a 4-on-3 power play here with 2:09 to go in overtime, as they got to add a man with Husnudinov in the box. Bruins will bring out Zadorov and Peak, along with Elias Lindholm, for the face-off in the defensive zone here. So Buffalo with the power play opportunity and a chance to try to end this one here in overtime. It'll be McLeod, Zucker, Thompson, and Dahlin as the 4-man power play unit for the Sabres. Lindholm telling Peak where he wants him for this face-off. Pulls it back into the corner. Peak got it in front of the net. Zadorov had it taken away.
Right
McLeod.
play, but it was in his feet.
Center blue line here for Dahlin. Walks it toward the far boards. Angles it in behind the net. McLeod to Thompson. Over to Dahlin. Top of the left circle. Shot blocker save. Korpisalo. Rebound into the far corner. Stays in off the glass. Peak trying to win that puck back. It'll come free to Dahlin. Behind the net, McLeod. Zadorov reaching with a stick. Came back around near side. McLeod's got it. To Thompson at the blue line. 90 seconds to go here in overtime. McLeod skates it back out to the blue line. Now brings it down toward the slot. Over to Dahlin. Right circle one-timer. Save Korpisalo and gets a quick whistle.
It was a quick whistle. That puck ended up coming loose. The Bruins are going to get a clear, but Zucker chirping a little bit with Peak back there. You know, it's interesting. They put Thompson kind of on the right side, on the initial sequence, he's usually in the left wing circle for the one-timer, but because it's a 4-on-3, they kind of move him around a little bit, where he can step into a one-timer. If the pass comes from down low and he's stepping into it, he's in the right wing circle coming downhill at it.
Sacko plays the puck forward off the drop, but Dahlin kept it in, shoots and hits the post. Near circle, Zadorov able to poke it along for Zacha. Now Zadorov coming up the left side. Bruins shorthanded here in overtime.
You're going to eat this puck if you can.
Yeah,
it's a long way back for Zadorov. You got him to rotate back. He's going to go to the bench.
Thompson will bring out of the Sabres zone.
Nope.
Zadorov trying to drag himself back into the play here. Thompson moving high slot. Shot, save made with the glove by Korpisalo. And he covers it, and he took a poke, and he's hot. As once again, players gather in near his crease.
Is that Ryan McLeod, maybe? Took that little poke at him. He went right at him. Could have been Zucker very easily, too. No, it was McLeod. Yeah.
Waving his arm at the official, like, come on. And then he punted the puck, dropped it from his glove, and kicked it all the way out through center ice. 50.2 left in overtime.
Zadorov does the right thing. He eats that puck in the corner. I would have almost liked to see him go to the bench. Then you can have a guy cheating to get out.
Right.
And get back. Now you're fresh. No harm done.
Just tuck along the end boards of the Bruins zone. Power play will last until there's 9 seconds left in overtime if the Sabres don't score. Power near the top of the right circle. Passes back over to the far circle. Quinn back over to Power. Take the one-timer. Moves through the high slot. Off to the right side, and Krebs rockets one off the glass with 23 to go. Power. Again to Quinn. Near the left face-off dot. Power. High slot. And find anywhere to go with it. Now throws it to the net, and it ricochets in. Looked like it caught Yoki Haru on the way in. And with 10.7 to go in overtime, the Sabres will win it. 3-2 the final. So a sour ending to this one here tonight at TD Garden, as Buffalo has won 2 out of 3 in the season series between these two teams. We'll be back with a recap next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ocean State Job Lot is honoring community heroes with First Responder Deal Days March 13th through March 19th. Every first responder and public safety professional who is a Job Lot insider can get 40% back as a crazy deal gift card when they spend $20 or more. Visit OceanStateJobLot.com for full details. To all the brave first responders who step up every day, Ocean State Job Lot appreciates your service and thanks you.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Plus tax tag license, $400 doc fee and first payment with approved credit. 36-month leases, $54.99 due at signing, 0 security, 7,500 miles, ends 3/31/25.
More inventory means bigger savings.
Go to Greco, go to Greco.
There's more to move with over 250 new Toyotas at Greco Toyota. Like a new 2024 Toyota BZ4X XLE all-wheel drive, $99 a month, $99 a month. Or move in on a new 2025 Toyota Corolla Cross L all-wheel drive, $199 a month, $199 a month. Plus, trade in your current vehicle and get paid top dollar to use as a down payment. Greco Toyota has more inventory and more savings while they last. A Toyota BZ4X, $99 a month, or Corolla Cross, $199 a month. So make your move on a new Toyota with a low payment at Greco Toyota. Minutes from anywhere on Route 44 in East Providence, or shop online at GrecoToyota.com.
Will exceed your expectations. We guarantee it.